There we go. Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. It is one of the biggest days in Rangers' recent history. A first European final since 2008 in this season's Europa League final. Facing a German side in the knockouts for the third time, but this time it's different. It's in the final. The Gers face an Eintracht Frankfurt team who have widely underachieved in the league, but have been a different animal in this season's Europa League. Beating the likes of Barcelona and West Ham on the route to the final, the German side clearly understand how to get results on the big European stage. Frankfurt have had a decent history in this competition with a run to the semi-final back in the 2018-2019 season, where they fell short on penalties to the eventual winners that year, Chelsea. Despite, once again, Rangers finishing second in the league to Celtic, a win tonight would secure the real bragging rights. Rangers can become the known team in Scotland for European success. A journey that started with Gerrard and is ending with Giovanni van Bronckhorst. Will Rangers win a European trophy for the first time since 1972? 50 years later, pretty much, since that last European final win for Rangers. It came back against Dynamo Moscow at the Camp Nou in Barcelona, and it is the only time Rangers have ever won in Spain, apparently I heard before, which is absolutely crazy. Mental stat. But yeah, 1972 was Dynamo Moscow. This team could really put themselves in the history books forever of this football club. It's a massive game. Like I say, this game is going to be live streamed on YouTube. If you want to sync up my commentary to the game, if you want to listen to mine instead, then that's absolutely fine. I shouldn't be too far behind the game. The stream currently is, I think, like 2 seconds behind, so it's only like a 2-second delay. So if you want to get another YouTube tab on another device and sync up the commentary in the game, it should be pretty easy for you to do. Thanks to everyone who's here. Make sure you like, subscribe before we get into the lineups. Like I say, big thank you as well. I know he's watching. My good mate Ben, B Brunt's Design on Instagram. It's in the description, the name, if you want to go copy and paste it into Instagram. He's the one who's designed the channel recently, revamped it completely. The new setup I've got all around me now, that's all to him. The thumbnails, the new banner, the new look, everything is to him. So if you want anything designed, I literally think anything designed, get his Instagram. It's in the description, first line of the description. That's why it's looking so fresh recently. Nothing to do with me at all. He's just come up to me with the thumbnails, which are absolutely unbelievable. Then this new setup, didn't really give him much say. I just said, I just need space for lineups and the bench and the scoreline, and he's gone away and created this, and it looks absolutely unbelievable. So thank you to Ben. And like I say, his Instagram is in the first line of the description. If you want anything done yourself, if you're a YouTuber and you want your thumbnails taken up to the next level, I'm sure he can help you out. So yeah, that's why the stream right now is looking as fresh as it is. Like I say, thanks to everyone who's here. Make sure you like and subscribe. And we're coming up to the end of the season now. Unfortunately, there'll be no international tournaments like there was like the Euros last year, because obviously the World Cup for 2022 is in December, which I'll be doing commentaries for. So I think obviously this will be the second to last commentary, I think, of the season. I think I'll be doing the Championship playoff final. I might be doing the National League playoff final as well. So there might be 2 more after this, 1 or 2 more after this, and then we're done for the season. A couple months off, and then we're straight back in it next season. So like I say, coming up to like the real nail-biting games of the season, cup finals like this, and especially the ones like the Europa League final, especially for Rangers. I'm not going to lie, I'm heavily swayed towards Rangers. I've been commentating on them now for a good few years. I've really got close to the club, just feeling the passion and, just what it means. I've got a mate of mine who's also a Rangers fan, and it's just, you can't help but get attached to a team who, don't have the most money, not usually second best in their own country, but their rise the last couple of years, like I say, started with Gerrard, now Van Bronckhorst taking over, and 10 years ago around, this club was in administration. They were bankrupt, no money, struggling to even survive. 10 years later, they're now in the Europa League final against Eintracht Frankfurt. 10,000 Frankfurt fans, 10,000 Rangers fans have been given tickets for this game in the ground. Loads of other fans have also travelled to Spain just for the occasion, just for the day. So although Like I say, only 10,000 fans each allowed in the ground. There is an absolute bucket load more in Seville, where the game is today. It is in Seville. It is in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium. It also held the European Cup final in 1986 as well. As the players are in the tunnel, I'm going to go through the lineups quickly. I know they're on screen, but I'm going to go through them in a bit more detail. As from the quarter-final draw, we found out who were going to be the home team and who's going to be the away team for this final. So it's Eintracht Frankfurt who got the draw in terms of being in the home side in the final if they got to it, which they have. And their team is as follows. Back three it is, starting with the goalkeeper. Kevin Trapp was in that... did play 12 of the 14 Europa League games in that semi-final run back in 2018-2019. Almami Toure comes in. Hinteregger, the main man, Martin Hinteregger, usually captain for Frankfurt, is injured. He's out the squad completely. So Almami Toure comes in with Tuta at centre-back with Ivan in Dicker, 22 years of age. He's been linked to the likes of Manchester United and Newcastle as well. Flat across the midfield with a forward right wing back of Ansgar Knauf, who did score within a minute against West Ham in the first leg. Sebastian Röder, formerly with Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, also as well in that Europa League semi-final run they got in back in 2019. He plays alongside Gibril. So in the midfield, the Swiss international did make 2 substitute appearances for Switzerland in the Euros, and Filip Kostic, the main man. Always liking Filip Kostic when I play him. He's 29 years of age now, the Serbian left wing back. He's got 3 goals in this season's Europa League. 2 of them come in against Barcelona at the Camp Nou. Daichi Kamada also comes in and plays. He scored in the first leg in London against West Ham to make that 2-1. And on the left, passed a very late fitness test. There was very much a doubt that he wasn't going to be playing, but he did just about make it. Jesper Lindstrom, the left winger, can play left or right. I think they'll interchange Kamada and Lindstrom. He comes in the day, and he did get Rookie of the Season in the Bundesliga, and he's a very dangerous player. Did get injured against West Ham in the first leg, but like I say, just about arrived back in time for this final. And as you can see, the bench is as followed. Sorry, the benches are the wrong way around there. I do apologise. Just move them over there. There we go. And for Rangers, the starting 11 is Alan McGregor in goal. Was injured for the semi-final and final of that 2008 UEFA Cup run where they got to the final. He was injured, so he gets the chance to make up for it now. James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, Calvin Bassey and Borna Barisic in a back 4. That's what they say. I think Lundstrom is going to drop into a back 5, but then can also push up as a midfielder if the game's going wrong or they need a goal. Lundstrom can push up. I think they'll go for a back 5. Ryan Jack and Clem Kamara, they play midfield. Wingers of Ryan Kent and Scott Wright, left and right. Kamara is back on the bench fit, but only fit enough for the bench. So that means Joe Rebo plays that false 9 position again. The 6'2" Nigerian came off against RB Leipzig just around half-time in the second leg after getting a concussion injury after blocking a free kick in the wall, but he's been deemed fit again. He's back playing as usual, and he's going to be leading the line in this season's Europa League final for Rangers. It's getting close. It really is. We're near to kick off. Like I say, bench for both sides are just below, as you can see, just right there if you want to have a glance of who's on the bench. But they're the main lineups. Like I say, they're the main teams. The teams are out as well. This is on YouTube. When I do start the timer for the stream, you can link yours together so you are in time with my commentary. So you can mute the other commentary on BT Sport and you can use mine instead. Because like I say, there's not much a delay. I think there's like a 2-second delay. But we are very close now to one of the biggest nights in Rangers history. They don't get much bigger than this. They really, really don't. Great scenes from both sides of the stadium that have the Rangers fans and the Frankfurt fans in there in Seville. What an occasion. Who would have thought this? Having to beat Dortmund. Oh, we've had a false kick-off here as the Frankfurt players forgot to take the knee, as both sets of players do, take the knee to support the no room for any form of discrimination in that game. Frankfurt will kick off, kicking right to left. Rangers left to right. Rangers will be attacking towards the Frankfurt fans in this first half. And we've got the game finally underway. Played back to Tuta, the number 35 centre-back. Long diagonal ball towards the Rangers box. Connor Golton can head away. Alongside Sebastian Röder, who heads it towards the left. Cleared by James Tavernier. Picked back up by Ndicka. Out to Filip Kostic. As it is Frankfurt to start the game off with the possession. As Tuta, the central centre-half, goes back to his goalkeeper, Kevin Trapp. Goes forward with it. It's a long ball over the halfway line up towards Bore. Misses out alongside Calvin Bassey, and Galton's the one who heads it forward. Flicked on by Kamara towards halfway line. Picked up by Torre and played back to Tuta. And to the keeper once again. Trapp, first time clearance up the field. Past the halfway again. I've set the timer off there, so if you want to link up the game on YouTube with my commentary, if you can get 2 tabs open, then there you go. There we go. So if you want to link up there, that's the minute we're in. Got a throw in for Rangers on the halfway on their right-hand side. Tavernier throwing towards Aribo. Can't win the header on Ndicka. Headed back forward by Tavernier again. Ndicka wins another header on Aribo. Kamada loses out to Lundstrom. Röder heads it out to the left-hand side to Kostic. Just volleys it up the pitch forward to Lindstrom. Flicks it forward into Kamada. Good link-up play towards the front for each. Now dribbles so. Nice whip ball out to the right-hand side to Ansgar Knauf. Right foot. Early crossing towards the far post. It will be collected by Kostic. Has to just recycle the ball. Gets onto his left foot. Low crossing. Dealt with by Tavernier. Controlled by Ryan Jack. Played forward down the right towards Aribo. Holds it up nicely. Oh, nearly did, but Ndicka collects it as he looked for Scott Wright. Back out to Kostic on the left. It's a looped ball in towards the far post. Knauf heads it back into Bore. That's actually Kamada who tries to swing it in. Bassey blocks. Needs to get cleared here by Rangers. Scott Wright has a second bite of the cherry for a clearance. No, it's collected by Lundstrom and then helped down the line by Tavernier. And now to play it goes. Just inside the Frankfurt half for a throw-in for the German side. Even though we're very early into the game, you've got to say it's probably a better start for Frankfurt. I am literally 3 seconds behind the actual live game. If you want to, like I say, connect your stream to my commentary. With the right wing back, Knauf goes short into Lundstrom, but it's well collected by Kamara, who can get forward for Rangers. Finds Aribo, back to goal, tackle by Tuta. But his touch only goes as far as Lundstrom, who's pressed quickly, but he can shift the ball towards centre-back Connor Golton, who is out of contract at the summer. Still no movement on a new deal. I think it really does depend for him if they can get into Champions League football. And they can get it guaranteed if they do win tonight against Frankfurt. Lifted ball forward, it's a poor one. It's well headed forward by Torre. Röder. Can't get the ball forward there, Bore. It's now Tavernier. Right, great turn, getting away from Ndicka. Aribo's in behind if he can get it towards him. He's played it towards him. Tries to cut inside. Oh, cleared by Ndicka. First chance for Rangers. Great turn from Scott Wright. As he received the ball, he was getting pulled back by So and Ndicka, but he was able to get it away from them, get into Aribo. Tried to cut inside. He was getting blocked off by Tuta. And then Ndicka came around to help his teammate out and clear the ball for a throw-in for the Scottish team. But yeah, like I say in the comments, make sure you can link your stream in the game together as Tavernier gets in, and it's a wild cross. Way too high, too powerful throw-in on the opposite side for Frankfurt. They worked it well there. Scott Wright and James Tavernier with a quick 1-2 from a throw-in. He got in towards the byline there, Tavernier, but it was a wild cross. We know he can do better, but James Tavernier is on track to win the Golden Boot in the Europa League this season as a poor clearance from Tuta falls to Lundstrom as Rangers can reapply the pressure again. They're back to the halfway line with the last man that they've got in defence, Calvin Bassey, goes across to Connor Golton. Lifted ball over the top, diagonal ball towards Tavernier, brings it down nicely away from Kostic. Now Ryan Jack lifts it back to Tavernier down the right-hand side, tries to cut it inside. and he's tackled, and it's taken away from the Rangers captain. It's cleared by Frankfurt, but Lundstrom's gone in a little bit high. The Frankfurt coaching staff are out. Bleed on the head. Whoa, that's a nasty one from Lundstrom. Definitely didn't mean it, but that's a nasty, nasty one. Let's see what the referee's got to do. Sorry for blocking the camera with my hand. I don't think the referee's going to take a red card. There's a lot of red on Sebastian Röder. Like I say, the ball was there to be won. It's one of them. It's a bit of a high foot, to be fair. He is going high. But Sebastian Röder, the Frankfurt captain tonight, put his head down. John Lundstrom's put his foot up. And he's caught the top of his head, and he's caused the bleed on the head of Sebastian Röder. Hopefully the Frankfurt captain will be okay. I don't think Lundstrom will be punished. Like I said, it was accidental. He wasn't trying to hurt his opponent. They both went for the ball, but unfortunately Röder went with his head and Lundstrom went with his foot, and, it can happen. But it was a nasty one when the camera first panned to the former Bayern Munich man, Sebastian Röder. But hopefully the captain will be okay. Like I said, when they got to the semi-final back in the 2018-2019 season, Frankfurt, Sebastian Röder was part of that squad, and he joined on loan in January from Dortmund and started all the knockout games up until that semi-final, Sebastian Röder. So he'll want to get a little bit of revenge on British teams, as it was Chelsea who knocked out Frankfurt in that semi-final 3 years ago, and they face another British side tonight in the Scottish. Scottish champions from last season. You can't say they're current champions because Celtic did take the crown about a week ago now, as the both German league and Scottish league ended at the weekend. Frankfurt finishing 11th, pretty poor finish, to be fair. They drew 12, lost 12, and only won 10. And then obviously Rangers finished second, 89 points, pretty healthy amount of points, but unfortunately they were 4 points off Celtic in the end, and it wasn't meant to be for a back-to-back title win for Rangers. But I think their minds they're very much more focused on trying to get a European trophy, which will be so much better than just getting the league title, because like I said, the team that they've picked to get to this European final and to win it. Barcelona have been in the Europa League this season. Lyon, they had in their groups. They finished, I think, 8 points above them, Lyon, in their group with Rangers. They got knocked out by West Ham in the quarterfinals. They've been West Ham in this year's tournament as well. Just so many, Galatasaray as well. And, until Rangers from Scotland and now on the big stage. And like I say, it's really great to see, and I've really enjoyed commentating. I commentated the playoff game, second leg against Dortmund, and I've done from the quarterfinals through to the final. Yeah, horrifying. Yeah, it's not nice. It looks like he will be able to play on, though. They're getting a blue bandage across his head, so I'll be easily able to to know if Sebastian Röder's on the ball. Like I say, I don't think the referee punished him. I think VAR would have looked at it, but it's just one of them where if you're putting your head that low, you're running the risk of possibly getting caught by a stud or multiple studs. I'm going to see it again here. Obviously, no, that was just a flick from Kamara. But decent start from both teams. First 2 minutes, Frankfurt really went for it. Got a couple crosses down the left-hand side through Filip Kostic. And then, the next 2 minutes up until the 5th minute, Rangers had their go, getting a cross in and, working some nice interchange passes. And then for the last 3 minutes, we've had a stoppage with Sebastian Röder getting bandaged up. As he's back on his feet, the captain, he's been bandaged up, like I say. It looks like he will be able to continue. So after a little bit of a stoppage in this Europa League final early on, we are looking to get back underway pretty soon. Blood on the shirt of Sebastian Röder, so he'll have to get a new shirt. You can definitely tell where the Frankfurt fans are. Complete white across their given capacity that they've got. And they are in their white strip for tonight's game. I thought they were going to go into their black, but they're in their white kit tonight. We're going to get back underway. I'll let you know when Sebastian Röder's back on, but it's 2 to the centre-back. Long ball up towards number 19, Rafael Borre, the captain, but he can't win the header and find a teammate. It goes straight back to the Rangers number 1, Alan McGregor. Like I say, it was heartbreaking for him back in 2008. He was in the squad that got to a UEFA Cup final in 2008, where he's played at now called the Etihad Stadium in Manchester. and he was injured for the semi-final, 2 legs and the final, but he's got his chance. You know, he's got his chance. He's only had to wait an extra 14 years for it, but, you know, shows how good he is. Age 40, 14 years later, and still at the highest level. Great from Alan McGregor, as it's played forward by Frankfurt towards the halfway line. Battling with it, Borna Barisic, and he gets it forward for Rangers, and he finds Ryan Kent, who is fouled off the ball by Djibril So, the Swiss midfielder. Ryan Kent lacking the goals this season, but, you know, with a 3 in all competitions, 2 in the league and 1 in the Europa League. But in the Europa League knockouts, it's more been his creativity that's got, you know, the plaudits. 4 assists in the Europa knockouts so far. Got a key assist against RB Leipzig as well in the home leg, as Connor Galton goes for a switch and it's hooked away by Knauf. Finds the teammate Jesper Lindstrom back towards Knauf. Not the greatest of clearances, and brought down by Scott Wright. But he loses out as he's swarmed by Frankfurt players, and they can get on the counter-attack here. Kostic trying to get beyond Tavernier. He does, but he's helped by the covering winger of Scott Wright, and it's played now forward to Glenn Kamara towards the left-hand side for Rangers. A few step-overs, try to get beyond the number 18, Almami Toure, but he can't get past the former Monaco man as he strides into the Rangers half, dinks the ball over the top, and he finds Kamada. Lundstrom loses out on the header. Kamada, 1-on-1 with Lundstrom. Can he get a shot away? No. Oh, shot saved by McGregor. Cleared by Galton, only as far as So, who strikes it into the hands of the Scotsman. And first real chance falls to Frankfurt. Poor from Kamada, the Japanese. He probably should have got shot away sooner, as Lundstrom missed the header from the diagonal ball from Toure. He was bursting in on goal down the left. Held it up a bit too long. Lundstrom was able to recover and try and tackle him. Connor Galton also came in to tackle him, but he was able to poke a shot towards McGregor, which was saved. And the second attempt by Djibril So was also saved by Alan McGregor, who's not kept a clean sheet in his last 5 Europa League matches. So what a time to break that little duck of no clean sheets in the final. Scott Wright misplaced touch goes out for a Frankfurt throw-in on their left-hand side. Like I say, Lundstrom just missing out on the header there, and Kamada had a lot of seconds to get a shot away, and he kind of delayed it too long. When he was able to poke the shot, it was saved. Then a poor clearance from Rangers meant So had a bite of the cherry, and his shot was saved by McGregor. Like I say, even though he's 40, he's still agile and flexible in that goal as Frankfurt's getting away again. Lindstrom on the right-hand side, trying to get it beyond Bassi, and he uses pure strength to shrug off the Dane, and it can be cleared by Borna Barisic up towards Ariba, who then is illegally fouled by Tuta, the centre-back, and on the halfway line for Rangers, they win a free kick. So decent start. Obviously, the nerves will be there for the whole game for both sets of supporters, but for the players, just under 13 minutes in, hopefully now the nerves are just easing away a little bit as they get into their rhythm, get into the game, you know, set focus on the prize that is there for them come the end of the match. If they get the right results as Tavernier getting forward, crossing it in the box, putting it in a decent area, but it's headed away by Toure, helped on by Djibril So, and flicked on by Raphael Borre, and he brings Knauf into play, the right wing back, tries to poke it towards Lindstrom, the right winger, but it's blocked off by Borna Barisic, and it is possession back into the feet of the Gers, celebrating 150 years since they were founded, Rangers, this year, and what a way to celebrate that with a first European title for the first time in around 50 years. Like I say, the last European Cup they won back in 1972 in Spain as well, like tonight, but that was in the Camp Nou that time. And the last penalty shootout that Rangers did face was back in 2008 in the semi-finals against Fiorentina. Both legs were 0-0 and they won 4-2 on penalties. So they haven't experienced a penalty shootout in Europe for quite some time, Rangers. And Frankfurt were knocked out on penalties by Chelsea in that Europa League semi-final 3 years ago. This is Frankfurt possession. So, back to Tuta, the big centre-half, 6'2", Brazilian. Works out to Knauf. Low crossing, stopped by Barisic. Can he find a pass? Looks for Kent, who just about keeps it. Barisic tries to retake over. Good tackle on So. And the ball balloons back towards Kevin Trapp, the Frankfurt goalkeeper, but it'll be Ndicka to take over. French defender playing at the back three on the left-hand side. Even Ndicka, 6'4". Only a year left on the contracts, and Manchester United and Newcastle are showing interest in him at a bit of a cheaper price. He's valued at £25 million, but with a year left on his contract and he'll be a free next year, they're looking for a bit of a cut price of around £17 million. That's an adventurous ball over the top, looking for Ansgar Gnauf in behind for Frankfurt. Too much on it, and it's seen behind for a goal kick for Rangers. Couple of changes since that last Europa League game for Frankfurt in their team. No Martin Hinteregger, who played in the middle of the back three that day. He's injured and was out since then for the season. Ndicka actually played at wing back that day, but obviously he's having to do a shift at centre back today as Rangers go long as well, straight into the hands or the feet. He's not picked it up yet, and now he picks it up with Kevin Trapp. A couple of changes since then. Zip ball into Raphael Boré, the Frankfurt striker, and back he goes into Ndicka. Peels to the left to create an angle and space and a chance to regain the ball, and plays it through the left to Lindstrom. Just on the edge of the box. Try to take on Bassi. Good footwork. Ball across. Blocked by Lundstrom and cleared by Bassi. Up towards the halfway line as it will trickle out for a Frankfurt throw-in. Good defending. But you can definitely see why Jesper Lindstrom became Rookie of the Year this season in the Bundesliga. Joined in the summer from Brøndby, who was in Rangers' group for the group stage, where Rangers beat them at home 2-0 and drew away at Brøndby 1-1. He's come into the Bundesliga. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in 29 league appearances. As he heads it on to Kamada, works out to Knauf. Good play here from Frankfurt in the box, 1-on-1 with Barisic. Knauf looks for a cross again. Good block by Barisic. They blocking crosses well so far. Rangers for the first 17 minutes of the match. Toure on the edge of the box it goes. Raphael Boré just about gets it under control and tries to bring in Djibril Sow, but it's a great strong challenge from Ryan Jack. Tries to poke it forward. He does fall to Scott Wright, who plays it in towards Aribo, but he is offside, so he'll let it run and it will be play to continue. As Kostic played it back to his goalkeeper, Kevin Trapp. Spent 4 years at PSG from 2015 to 2019. Kevin Trapp winning 14 trophies. You might remember him in net for that historic 6-1 defeat that PSG conceded to the hands of Barcelona a couple of years ago now. Making his second spell now at the club. Kevin Trapp, first spell from 2012 to 2015, then returned in 2018. Where he was first sent on loan in 2018, then became permanent the season after. Like I say, if you are watching my stream, you can also watch the game on YouTube as well. So if you can have 2 YouTube tabs open, or you can get 2 devices to put YouTube on, you can get the game on, and you can link my commentary if you just look at the timer and on the my stream and look at what the time is in the game. You can get them synced up. As Ryan Kent is found towards the corner flag on the Rangers left. Brings Barisic into play, then gets a cross in, touched by Scott Wright. It's gone in the wrong direction for him. And Roeder helps away. Alongside Ryan Jack, who helps it forward with the head towards Aribo. Fall towards Kamara. Picked up by So. Played forward to Kamara. Helped forward to Boré. Kostic making a running behind. And if it wasn't for a heavy touch and an interception from Lundstrom, Kostic was away in behind there. That could have been dangerous for the Gers. But it was well won back there by John Lundstrom. The Silky Scouser, as they call him, back in Glasgow. Got that winner to send them to this European final against RB Leipzig a couple of weeks ago now. Such a historic goal. It was about 10 minutes to go where he got the goal, where it was Leipzig putting on a bit of pressure. Again, a misplaced ball by Rangers means it's a Frankfurt throwing in their own half on the left-hand side. Like I say, if you are watching the game and listening to my commentary, I will still commentate like you can't watch the game because there might be some who aren't watching it. So yeah, be a bit more detailed with where players are on the pitch. Helped on by Raphael Boré from the throw-in on the left, and they've worked to the right with a couple of players linking up together, and in the end it's fell to Knauf on the right-hand side, entering the box again, cutting in onto his left foot, shooting, and it's a great save by McGregor. needed to be saved. The man on loan from Borussia Dortmund joined in January. Ansgar Knauf, as he cuts in from the right-hand side onto his left foot, too easily allowed to cut in from Barisic. Weak left-footed shot towards goal. And it was saved in the end by McGregor, who dived like a cat to keep the ball out the back of the net. First shot on target. Well, second shot on target, I believe, for Frankfurt in the game. It's going to be an in-swinging corner. It's a low one to the edge of the box. To Lindstrom, who doesn't catch it right, and it's helped on with the head. And I think that's Toure. And out behind it goes for a goal kick. Really smart play from Frankfurt. Unmarks Lindstrom on the edge of the box as it was rolled towards him by Kostic. Literally on the 18-yard line on the edge of the box. He ran onto it. Didn't quite get the right connection, and he's, hands in the head. He knows that's a big chance there. Jesper Lindstrom, age 22. McGregor as they play out from the back. Ball up the field looking for Kent, headed forward by Toure, brought down nicely by Raphael Borre. And Röder comes in to play it forward to So, who's shooting for a second time from afar. His first attempt was saved as it was on target, but that one goes over the bar instead. And it can be easily seen over by Alan McGregor. With a bit of a sigh of relief as well, I'm sure, the Scotsman there. Pretty even game so far. I think Frankfurt, maybe if you want to debate a team being on top, you could say Frankfurt have had a few better chances, especially that one from Ansgar Knauf a couple minutes ago where he drived into the box, got onto his left foot, and it was saved as he's met by a big round of applause from the travelling supporters from Germany. You might remember when they took more than they should have to the new camp in Spain. You might remember in the quarterfinals. But it's strange, 11th in the league this season. Frankfurt, pretty poor season in the Bundesliga, but when it comes to Europa League, they've not lost a game or competition. This is their 13th game in the competition. 7 wins and 5 draws, yet to lose. Diagonal ball towards Scott Wright, helped away by Kostic. On as far as Lundstrom, he loses that to Kamada in midfield, just inside the centre circle. He goes back to Almami Toure. Bastian Röder, who got a cut to the head. About 5 minutes in from Lundstrom, bandaged up, and he's on the ball, and he goes back to Ndicka. Back once more to Kevin Trapp. He's played all the minutes in the Europa League so far. This season, his ball towards Knauf, headed forward by Barisic, helped back forward by Toure. Bit of head tennis going on here as Toure helps it forward again off the head of Kamara. Kent can't bring it down. Does fall to Kamara eventually on the halfway line on the left. Plays it back to Barisic. That's Rangers who can get the foot on the ball and get playing again. Works out to captain James Tavernier. 7 goals in the Europa League this season. All 7 in the knockout stages. 3 against Dortmund, 2 against Braga, 1 against Red Star, and the other one against RB Leipzig. He's an unbelievable player. Great captain of this club now at the age of 30. Joined in 2015. So that's the opposite side now to Barisic. To Calvin Bassey, joined from Leicester back in the summer of 2020. Won Young Player of the Year at the Rangers Awards for this season. He's come on leaps and bounds in the Europa League especially. He's played 90 minutes in the last 10 Europa League games. There's Frankfurt clearing the box only as far as Barisic, who gets it to Kamara, well chested down. And it's now back in possession of Rangers. They just go back to Bassey. It's now with Lundstrom. Back to Bassey again in the Rangers half. As Raphael Borre presses, but Bassey swings the ball to Kent. Well brought down, well found as well. Good pass from Bassey. Kent goes back to Lundstrom. Not rushing it when they get the ball. Rangers, they know they've got to bide their time with the ball. Just get a few touches on it. Try and create the space. Try and cut open this resolute Frankfurt team that seems to really turn up in Europe. Tavernier. His pass has been blocked, but he does win it back after a Kamada heady touch. He's got away with that, Tavernier. Kamada could have got away, but like I say, heavy touch meant Tavernier could win the ball. Ball forward towards Aribo, header won by Ndicka, but the flag's up on Aribo, so it'll be a free kick for Frankfurt in their own half, which has been taken quickly. And this is the first time in the 58 seasons that Rangers have competed in European competition that they have faced 3 sides from the same country in a single campaign. Like I say, in the playoffs, they played Dortmund and progressed. In the semi-finals, they played RB Leipzig and got through. And now they're facing Frankfurt in the final, where they want to win the competition. They've got a good chance of doing it if they play like they have in the knockout stages with the grit and determination they've shown, as Dalton's worked it out very nicely to the left. Kent to Kamara. Back to Kent again. We know how good he is on the ball, Kent, when he gets given space. He hasn't got much of that, so he has to relay the ball back into Dalton on the halfway line. Brings the ball forward and finds Scott Wright in between the lines. Drills it into Aribo on the edge of the box. Fancies a strike! Oh, just wide of the post. Oh, Joe Aribo out 20 yards out. Pretty central on the pitch. On the edge of the box. Tried to curl it with his left foot towards the left corner, and that's not far away. Scott Wright still down after he was caught late after playing the ball into Aribo. Like I say, got in between the lines, got the ball, played it, and about 22 yards out, Aribo turned and was allowed space and time to shoot. And if he just got his foot around it a bit more, that could have been swinging into the corner of the goal, but unfortunately no. Just wide, but that's a big chance. So we've got a cooling break. And under the scoreboard on the TV, it does say cooling break, so I'm presuming it's been brought in for tonight's game. Obviously, it's in Seville. It's hot in Spain, especially when it's near the summertime. So yeah, cooling break 25 minutes into the first half. Yeah, 31 degrees it's meant to be today in Seville. So no wonder they're in just a cooling break. Even now it's 31 degrees, and you know it's in Spain. I think they're an hour ahead, so it'll be 9:30 now. Yeah, to be fair, I didn't know there was going to be a cooling break. Hopefully Scott Wright's okay as well, as he did play the ball into Aribo. He's clattered into by a Frankfurt defender. I think it'll be okay to carry on, but never nice to run into a centre back, is it? They're always pretty tough, every single one of them in the game. I see the Rangers fans are ready to start bouncing then when Aribo let that ball cannon off his foot. But before the game, was quoted, James Tavernier did say, "This means the world to us." Not many footballers reach European finals, so when you get to a European final, you've got to grasp it with 2 hands, and don't let the nerves get the better of you. Make this a game to remember. Make this a game that you can put yourselves in the history books of the club you are playing for. Two clubs. One club in their own country, massive in Rangers. 55 Premiership titles, 4 more, 3 more now. It'll be than Celtic. I'm pretty sure. But then on the other hand, you've got Frankfurt, who've only ever won 1 European title, and that was back in 1980 against Borussia Mönchengladbach over 2 legs. That was the UEFA Cup. So both sides have so much to play for. And after the cooling break, we're back underway with the goal kick from the Aribo shot with Kevin Trapp as Bassi, 2 hands in the back of Rafael Borre. And that'll be a free kick for Frankfurt in the Rangers half. Sloppily given away, I'd say, there from Calvin Bassi, now aged 22. Just 2 hands right in the back, right in front of the referee, and he's always going to give that. Slavko Vincic, the Slovenian referee. Like I say, for the Frankfurt fans, they're all in white. Their team's in white, and they've copied them as well. Kostic with the free kick. He'll bend it into the box. It's a delicious looking cross, and it's had to be helped behind by Calvin Bassi. And that'll be a corner. Like I say, that was a really nice curling cross in there from Kostic. He's so good at those deliveries, and he was aiming it towards the back post where Tuta and Ndicka were coming in, the 2 defenders from the back 3. Calvin Bassi, who conceded the free kick, did well to get it behind for a corner. But like I say, now they've got to defend that corner. Don't want to concede from a set piece under half an hour in. In-swinger, helped away by Tavernier at the near post, helped forward by Lindstrom. Blocked and cleared in the end by Rangers as They give themselves a sigh of relief there. There's Lindstrom looking dangerous from the edge of the box, finding spaces for shots. Gibril So. Audacious ball from the halfway line, diagonal switch. Not headed away very well by Barisic. Volley on the roof of the net. Wow, that wasn't far away. Out to nothing as well. Filip Kostic, who's playing left wing back, but he was on the right hand side after the corner. Barisic couldn't clear very well, and Kostic is just let fly from around 25 yards out, and it's dipping, but not dipped enough for him. It's hit the roof of the net. Lindstrom's shot there on the edge of the box was blocked by Kamada, his own player, who I think was offside as well. So if he'd got a nick on it and it went in, I think it would have been disallowed for offside, as Al McGregor helps it forward with a long goal kick towards Aribo, headed won by Toure. As far as Ryan Jack looks for Aribo, well brought down and through by Tuta, but the pass is misplaced. Oh, Kent, nice little turn and give there to Kamara, who's been fouled as well by Sebastian Roeder. Rangers free kick in the Frankfurt half on the left-hand side. About 10 yards into the Frankfurt half. So Frankfurt finished top of their group, 12 points, 3 wins, 3 draws. One of those wins were at home to Olympiacos, where they won 2-1 away as well in the group stage. To the Greek side, as we've now got a Rangers free kick, dangerous area because you can get it in the box from here. Barisic, he's had to get some power on it. Header won by Ndika, away from Bassi. As far as Tavernier, headed to the right towards Golson's been intercepted, and the break is on. Filip Kostic, the Serbian, galloping down the left, in the box on the left, gets it across goal. Just snakes wide of the post. And he knows that's a big chance. The break was on Tavernier, tried to aim his header to the Rangers right, and on the Frankfurt left, that's where they broke with Filip Kostic. Had one of the games of his life against Barcelona in the second leg to get them to the semi-final against West Ham, where he scored twice and assisted once. So he does like a game in Spain. But that time he dragged it wide, and it would probably better if he may have looked for a cross as there was players arriving, but went on his own, wanted the glory, and wide it went. Up the field again. Scott Wright tries to bring it down from the goal kick. Helped away by Sebastian Roeder. Good touch forward to Kamada by Kostic. Tried to link up with Bore, but it's won back by Rangers. And played it back to Alan McGregor in the Rangers goal. Appearance 445 for the goalkeeper tonight for his beloved Rangers. Got player of the year last season for the club. Long ball forward from Rangers towards the Frankfurt box. Helped away momentarily up towards Bore, the striker, but Goldson volleys it forward. And Scott Wright, who gets it, gets into Tavernier up towards Aribo, is brought down as he tries to release, but no foul given, and it's a throw-in for Rangers. It's deflected last, I think, off Sebastian Roeder, the central midfielder, the captain, the 31-year-old. Tavernier, the captain, throws it back to Connor Goldson. Across it goes to Bassi. Lifted ball diagonal, looking for Tavernier in the final third. Headed behind for another throw-in by Kostic. He's going to have to be careful. Keep a view of his peripheral vision. Keep looking behind him left and right, because Tavernier will be looking to try and get in behind, like he has so many times in the knockout, scoring goals. Bassi looking for Kamara. Does find Kamara. Lays it off first hand to Barisic. Down the line to Kamara again. Met by the challenge of Almami Toure. Throwing for Rangers. Good defending by the Mali international. Almami Toure, who was in the Monaco squad, who got to the Champions League semi-finals back in 2016-2017. You might remember them knocking out Manchester City in a thrilling Champions League tie. From the throw-in, forced to Lundstrom on the edge of the box, poked away by Tuta, only as far as Scott Wright, about 30 yards out, tries to play it towards Tavernier, loses out to Kostic. Frankfurt play out from the back with Ndika, down the line to Kostic, scoops it back towards Ndika. He's going to go down the line. He tried to, he's blocked by Ryan Jack, and he's played out for a corner. Ran out of space in the end. Really good pressure applied there from Ryan Jack, the former Aberdeen man. And Rangers have a corner, and I have a feeling that's their first of the game. the lucky ones, some of the lucky Rangers fans who were able to secure a ticket in the stadium of Sevilla. It was knocked out of the Europa League by West Ham, who were then knocked out by Eintracht Frankfurt. Tavernier outswinger. Right arm raised. Ooh, I think he's missed it that a little bit. It's gone deep towards Lundstrom. It comes off the back of his head. But it's Kent to keep it alive for Rangers. Tries to go around the outside, dribble so, and that's going to be a free kick. Going to be yellow. Surely, referee. Ryan Kent decided to put the afterburners on there and just electrically run at Gibril so, and he just could not keep up with him. Took him down, pulled him down. I don't think he's going to get booked as well. I think he's got away with one there, the Swiss. But Ryan Kent looking electric there on the left-hand side. And he's won his team a free kick in a dangerous area on the left-hand side where we know Borna Barisic can put a dangerous cross in. He's only got 3 assists this season in all competitions. He got 14 last season. But what a time to add to his collection of assists for this club. On the left-hand side, there's a 2-man wall of Kostic and Lindstrom. He also raises the right arm. He floats it in with a bit of curl. John Lundstrom with the header. Has to be helped behind by Kevin Trapp. Just got a fingertip to it to help it behind there. The German international is Lundstrom. Obviously the last man in a Rangers shirt to score in the Europa League. He got that winner against Leipzig in the semi-finals. He nearly got another there against German opposition. He also scored against Dortmund earlier on in the competition. It's Tavernier, outswinging ball, looking for Lundstrom again, headed away by Ndicka. As far as Kent, who goes back to Bassi on the halfway line. Out to the right on the halfway line to Ryan Jack. Looking for a ball in behind for Tavernier. Can he get beyond Kostic on the byline? He can as well. Keeps it in. Really well done by Tavernier. But then he fouls Kostic as Kostic got in front of Tavernier and he tried to win it back there, the captain, and took out Kostic with a foul and a free kick in the left-back area for Eintracht Frankfurt. So thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Say Barisic with a decent cross in there. Lundstrom with a good header, but tipped over by Kevin Trapp. Only the 2 clean sheets of him as well this season in the Europa League. Not the greatest of records. Trapp to take that free kick with his right foot. Clears it up the field. Helped on by Bore. Kamada swings a boot at it and it kicks it towards Lindstrom, but he loses out to Kent. Now Rebo can't hold it up front. And it's Sebastian Röder to help back to Kevin Trapp. Appearance number 39 in the Europa League for Kevin Trapp as well, as he tries to get it towards Knauf. Headed forward by Barisic. So heads it forward. Brought down by Lindstrom, but he's been blocked off by Bassi, who then uses his body to win a foul as he gets taken out from behind. Really well played there by Calvin Bassi. These teams competitively have met once. It was twice, should I say, but in one tie. They faced each other in the European Cup semi-final in 1960, and it was full of goals, but more for Frankfurt than it was Rangers. The first leg was 6-1 to Frankfurt, and then in the second leg, Frankfurt secured another victory, and it was 6-3. So 16 goals in the end in that semi-final in 1960. But unfortunately for Frankfurt, that did not mean they went on and won it. They ended up going on to lose that final 7-3, so loads of goals again. To Real Madrid, that was. Throw in for Rangers in towards the corner flag. Well won by Scott Wright as he was surrounded by Frankfurt players there. Getting towards half time now, and Rangers have definitely grew into this game in the second half of the first half. Lundstrom lifts over towards Ryan Jack, has to head to his centre back, Connor Goldson. Like I say, his contract expires at the end of this season, and there's no talks of a new contract. I think it might depend on if Rangers can win this European Cup final. Might start a new deal, guaranteed Champions League football where they won't have to go through qualifying Rangers. They'll be straight into the group stage, and he might want to experience some Champions League nights once again at Ibrox. There's a Goldson diagonal switch looking for James Tavernier. Too much on it. Over and out for a Frankfurt. Thrown in their own half. And there he is, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, the 47-year-old Dutch manager. Won a Champions League in his playing days. Played for the likes of Rangers himself for 3 years. Then moved on to Arsenal. And then, even better, moved on to Barcelona as well. Not a bad set of clubs to play for there for Van Bronckhorst, but in his 40th game managing Rangers, he could be delivering them a Europa League Cup. As Tavernier wins a free kick on the right, just halfway into the Frankfurt half, as Tavernier tried to get down the right hand side, but he was stopped with a foul by Frankfurt, and he has a chance now to swing this ball in the box. It is far out, but he can easily get it into the box. Curl, power, good cross towards Lundstrom over his head. Kent's going to try and chase this one down again, and he forces a hurried clearance from Frankfurt, and he takes the throw in quickly himself, the winger. Throws it into Barisic. Played back in the end to Ryan Jack. Across to Goldson. Lays it into Calvin Bassey as Frankfurt can push up the field. Ryan Jack takes on the turn, and then plays it to the left-hand side to Barisic. Gets in towards Aribo, unmarked, first time ball, looking over the top for Kamara. It does fall to him in the end after it comes off the head of Toure. Just plays it a bit behind Barisic, and they're forced back again, but it's well kept by Rangers. They're really getting a foot on the ball in this game and taking the game to Frankfurt. Lundstrom, down the line to Tavernier, back to Lundstrom towards the halfway line. Like I say, last season he was relegated with Sheffield United, John Lundstrom, and now, fast forward a year later, is in the Europa League final and starting in January. It looks like he was off. Didn't quite get going with Rangers. Looks like he was going to be set for a move out of the club in January, but how times can change within literally a couple of months for the Scouser. Like I say, they call him the Silky Scouser in Rangers. Born in Liverpool, came through the Everton Academy. Barisic collects it on the left-hand side as they still try and poke at Frankfurt's defence, and they'll try and breach it with a ball in towards Aribo, but he was shoved away from the ball, and the ball fell into the hands of Kevin Schrapp. But both sides have been to extra time this season. Rangers got there in the quarter-finals against Braga after their tie was 2-2 after the two legs, and then they won it in extra time with Kemar Roof. And Frankfurt have also been in an extra time position once in this campaign, and that was in the round of 16 to Spanish side Real Betis. They won the first leg 2-1, Eintracht Frankfurt, and then the second leg was levelled 2-2 on aggregate with a 90th minute goal for Real Betis, which took it to extra time. And then even more drama, Frankfurt won it in extra time in the 121st minute for Real Betis' own goal. So they have really won a Europa League tie at the latest of times, Frankfurt, this season, so they won't stop until the very last whistle. Tavernier loses out, has to pull back Lindstrom, but it's Kostic who can bring it away. He'll be booked for that after this attack, but will this attack end in the goal? Played across the pitch to Kamada on the edge of the box. Goes once more to the far right-hand side to Knauf. Crosses it in, blocked by Borna Barisic, and out for a corner. The referee's going to have a word with Tavernier, should book him really. Slavko Vincic. Being very lenient here, the referee. No yellow card. Like I say, Tavernier's ball inside was blocked by Lindstrom, and he pulled Lindstrom back and then caught his left ankle. And it's Kostic who brought it away. So the advantage was played by the referee, but definitely think he should have gone back and booked him. But like I say, letting the game play, not wanting to give too many yellow cards out. As an in-swinging corner goes in, headed well by Bassey. Brave headering because Tuta was trying to volley that ball, and Bassey took it away from his foot with his head. And it's now back with the last man for Frankfurt, Gibril So, as Rangers cleared it away. Röder back into the Rangers half. We go on the far right-hand side now with Toure. Kostic still on the right-hand side from the corner. Kamada, the Japanese international. Toure looking for the return to Kamada, can't complete the 1-2. Ball goes long and into the feet of Alan McGregor as we are closing in on a ending first half, which has gone rapid for me. I think that's gone really quickly as we are, like I say, closing in on half time. wonder if any half-time changes will be made. Like I say, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has got Kamaru to call upon, who's returned from injury. Good kick from McGregor. Ndicka has to head out halfway into the Frankfurt half. Aribo putting him under pressure. Kent, is that a foul? No, says the referee, despite the claims for the Rangers fans that that was a foul. But then won back by Kamara in midfield. A really strong tackle by the Finland international. Ryan Jack to Barisic on the left. Forced back after the press of Ansgar Knauf. 6 minutes they've added on time, as in the 6th minute itself we had a lengthy stoppage after Sebastian Röder was caught on the head by the studs of John Lundstrom. No action taken against the Ranger midfielder because it was an accident. His foot wasn't too high and Röder did put his head in a dangerous area. There's a long ball forward up towards Aribo. Header won by Ndicka. As far as Kostic, he tries to head it inside to a Frankfurt man. As far as Ryan Jack, he loses out aiming for right. Falls in the end to Aribo. Trying to get around his man on the right hand side. 1-on-1 with Ndicka. Does poke it into Kent. Tries to go around the outside of Kostic. Plays it to Aribo, who's made an overlapping run to his right. Aribo lays it back off into Kent. Ryan Jack on the edge. Fancies a shot. And it's always going over the bar. Always rising that one. But they got forward well there, Rangers. On the right-hand side with the likes of Aribo and Kent linking up together. Like I said, Aribo got it on the right. Laid it back towards Kent, but he dummied it for Ryan Jack to take a strike on the edge of the box. But like I said, that one is always rising over the crossbar there from Ryan Jack, who's yet to score this season, and what a time it will be to score. And he's never scored as well in the Europa League, excluding qualifying games, because he has played in 35 qualifying games for both Aberdeen and Rangers in the Europa League. As Knauf, what a run that is, taking on 2 Rangers players. Cross goes in towards Kamara at the far post, does hit the top of his head, goes behind him, and Kostic can recycle the ball back in the box, and it's blocked off at the near post by Lundstrom. Throw in for Frankfurt. Still defending to do with 4 minutes left of this half. Thrown into Rafael Borre. Number 19, trying to take on Tavernier towards the corner flag on the Frankfurt left. Plays it back to Kostic. Shields it away from Kent and plays it back himself to Gibril So. It's now Tuta. The central centre-half on halfway. Back out wide left to Ndicka. Lays off into So. Ball forward to Sebastian Röder. Looking towards his right, and he will curl it nicely to Ansgar Knauf. 1-on-1 with Barisic. Can he take on the Croatian? Tries to go the long way around him. Tries to cross the first time, blocked by the Croatian. And he can bring it away now with a clearance down the left. Can't find Aribo. Won back by Tuta. Plays it forward. Lindstrom. Across he goes to Gibril So. Frankfurt applying a bit of pressure towards the end of this first half. We've been given an extra 6 minutes due to an injury to Sebastian Röder earlier on in the match. And here he is on the ball on the right. Laying it in towards Knauf. Just a bit behind him. And Lundstrom can pick it up. Kamara. Jack. Free kick won as Kamara was fouled once he released it to Ryan Jack, and pressure can be relieved from the shoulders of the Rangers players and fans as well. There he is looking at the screen, the Frankfurt manager, Oliver Glasner, also 47 years of age, like Van Bronckhorst, centre-back in his playing days. Joined Frankfurt in the July of last year. Failed to win any of his last 9 league games, but they have not got any losses in their last 6 in all competition, drawing many of the league games and then winning the other Europa League games. It's a weird form for Frankfurt, really struggling in the league, but unbelievable in Europe. Like I say, massive failure to finish 11th this season in the Bundesliga with 42 points, with last season they finished 5th. With 60 points, and it was 1 point off the Champions League, so very much a contrast in the league, but in Europe, just unbelievable. But then again, last season they didn't have Europe to be distracted with. This season they have, so that could have took a knock on their league performances. As we're not far away from the end of the first half, and Frankfurt have won a corner. Rafael Borre got it down the left channel, tried to cross, blocked by Goldson, and it'll be a Filip Kostic corner. 90 seconds to go before half-time as well. This could spell danger for Rangers. I mean, out-swinging ball in, put deep into the box. Header won by Golson. Retrieved by Canal, but loses out to Kent. Tries to set away Ryan Jack on the left, just a bit too far ahead of the former Aberdeen midfielder. And Lindstrom wins it back for Frankfurt with 60 seconds left of this first half. That's had a good few chances. It's definitely not been a boring one, despite it being 0-0. Lindstrom, dinked ball, looking for Bore on the edge of the box. Header won by Galton. Brought down by Aribo, dropped deep for the ball. Lays off into his captain Tavernier, who hoofs it forward into the Frankfurt half towards the edge of the 18-yard box, as Scott Wright will give chase. And it can be sliced away there in the end by the Frankfurt man of Tuta. So he's been pressured there by Scott Wright, so had to hurry the clearance. With 20 seconds to go in the half, Tavernier has a throw-in towards the final third. Throws it to Aribo, lays it back into Lundstrom. Goldson. Across to Bassi, 10 seconds left. Will they have time to create one last chance? Rangers, no, they're back in their own half with Bassi. And we have hit the 6th minute of added on time. And that will be that for the first half, as the referee, Slavko Vincic, does give a halt to the 2021-2022 season of the Europa League final between Frankfurt and Rangers. It is still goalless in this one in Seville, in a hot Seville as well. And it's 0-0 at half-time. We had a stoppage for the 6 minutes of added on time. In the 6th minute of the game, as Lundstrom attacked the ball with his foot, Roeder went in with his head. And that spelled a 6-minute stoppage. That's why we got it at half-time. And then from there, we had our first chance in the 12th minute with Kamada. He broke into the box down the left-hand side, took his time looking for a chance to shoot. We lost the big opportunity to score a goal, and in the end, when he did shoot, it was a save for McGregor to make. Cleared not very far, shot by Gibril, and in the end, it was saved by McGregor. And then as well, another chance as well, it was a save from McGregor as Knauf came inside from that right wing-back spot. Barisic let him cut in onto his left foot in the box, and with his left foot, he had a strike towards the near post, and it was saved by Al McGregor. So the first two chances in the game going to Frankfurt in the first 20 minutes. And then as well, Aribo gave Rangers their first big chance in the 26th minute. Scott Wright got it to the Nigerian who's playing in that false nine role, got it onto his left foot, allowed the time to shoot, bent it towards the far corner. I'm telling you, it really wasn't too far away. And then a couple more chances here and there for both sides. But at half-time, it is Rangers halting Frankfurt with a 0-0. Like I say, possession, statistically and factually, Rangers have had more possession, but literally they've had that Aribo chance with the shot and a Lundstrom header towards goal. And that's about it. But for Frankfurt, they racked up 11 shots so far, 3 on target, compared to Rangers having 3 shots and 1 on target. So possession is favouring Rangers, but chances, which is the main thing, it is favouring Frankfurt, but they're yet to score. So at the end of the first half, it's 0-0. It's still all to play for. But I think Frankfurt will be going in to half-time a little bit frustrated. They've not been able to really test McGregor. I mean, Knauf's shot when he cut in from the right, it was a good save, but it's a save you're expecting to make. And when Kamada got through on the left again, the eventual save that McGregor had to make, you'd expect him to make it. So they've not really worked McGregor that much where he's probably panicking. And Rangers, when they have had a chance, they have come close. Like I say, Aribo just curling it inches wide. So it'll be an interesting second half, that is for sure. But we're all level come half-time. We've still got another 45 minutes. If it ends 0-0, we get extra time, and if it's still level after extra time, we do get a penalty shootout. So we'll have to see who goes on to win it. Naughty first half, that, to be fair. I mean, what I liked about the first half, both teams didn't seem nervous. Frankfurt definitely started better, but and they had the two main chances in the first 20 minutes. But I wouldn't say like it was because Rangers were like taken aback by the occasion. It was just that Frankfurt just got off to a bit of a better start, and they just started attacking sooner, and just took Rangers a bit more to get into the game. But I wouldn't say it was because of nerves. And then after that first 20 minutes of Frankfurt chances, the next 10-15 minutes, I'd say Rangers had a bit more of the ball. Getting in the final third a bit more. So, despite saying Frankfurt having 11 shots and Rangers only having 3, Rangers haven't been bad, but they do have to just try and create more chances if they can. Kostic, impressing, good battle between him and Tavernier, 100%. I said it during the game. I really enjoy watching Kostic. He is a really talented player, the Serbian. He is more of an attacking winger, but with the system that he's playing under Oliver Glasner, he's been played as a left wing back, which he's done many times before, and he's still able to get forward, get those crosses in, score when he can. Like I say, when he went to the new camp in the quarterfinals in the second leg, where they needed to get a win against Barcelona to go through, he scored twice and assisted the other goal. So he's really impressive, and Tavernier, as well, he's got his work cut out, because you will be wary that, Tavernier, 7 goals in the knockouts, all 7 goals in the Europa League for him have come in the knockouts. He'll want to try and get forward if he can, but then he'll also be thinking, I don't want to leave Filip Kostic getting in behind on the left for Frankfurt. So it's going to be an interesting battle that going into the second half. That could be where it's won and lost for both sides on the Frankfurt left and the Rangers right. Packed his team this season about 20 minutes ago as well. Hopefully he's got a good card for you. I've not played FIFA for about 2 years now, so I don't know what his card's looking like. But in the Bundesliga, if you want to know, he has got 4 goals this season in the Bundesliga in 31 appearances. Hadn't scored a goal in his last 5 in the league, but also did rack up a nice 9 assists as well. So he has had a good season. Filip Kostic, 170th appearance for him tonight in a Frankfurt shirt. Oh look, I recognised the last name, but I didn't want to presume it was you. We had a nice chat yesterday. Yeah, I saw the last name. I can't really tell what you're from, but I saw the last name. I was thinking, is it? Don't want to presume it is, and embarrass myself. But I had no idea it was you. Nice to see you tuning in. Like I said, we had a nice chat, didn't we, yesterday? Nice to catch up. But yeah, oh man, it's so tense. Like I say, commentated both legs of the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, and I did the second leg of the playoff against Dortmund in this Rangers run to the final, and they've really shown themselves well in this first half. I'd say they've kept it 0-0. You've got to remember Frankfurt are the much more expensive side, but Frankfurt will probably come in as favourites for this game, but Rangers ended up beating Dortmund, who finished second in the league in the playoffs. They ended up beating RB Leipzig, who I think finished 4th in the Bundesliga, and now they're facing 11th place Frankfurt. So if you look at it that way, you've got to fancy Rangers a little bit. If they could beat 2nd place and 4th place, then surely they could beat 11th place. We'll just have to wait and see, and wait for full time. Good few chances for RB Leipzig, get me Leipzig back in my head. Good few chances for Frankfurt, but like I say, not too many that I think would have. I don't think too many chances that would have really scared McGregor in the goal. Like I say, he had to save Knauf's chance. So had a shot from afar. Not like Kamada got in behind, but not like shots where he's had to make a really like impressive wow save, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'd say they've had 3 chances from the 11 shots they've had, where Rangers have had 3 shots and they've had 2 main chances. So, chances wise, it's pretty even. But in terms of shots in general, Frankfurt are obviously leading that quite far. You watched the second leg of Sheffield United's game last night? I did. Yes, I was watching Liverpool before that. Actually, I had both games on. I was down here, so I have my monitor here and I have a TV there. So I had Liverpool on the TV, then I had Sheffield United on. But that second half and then extra time was absolutely mental. The pitch invasion, I don't know if anyone's seen it. a fan going right into Billy Sharp, the Sheffield United legend. He was on the sidelines as the pitch invasion happened, and this disgusting, vile human decided to run into Billy Sharp and headbutt him, and he required stitches after it. He was assaulted, basically, on the football field. So a man has been arrested. The man has been arrested for that. I presume the man who did it. So, yeah, that was awful to see. But it was a great game. It really was. Sheffield United going into the second leg 2-1 down after being beaten at home. Going into that away leg, you're probably thinking the worst. Forest having a great season. You're probably thinking, don't really want to go to their ground. I don't think they got beat at home in 2022. Not Nottingham Forest. Sorry, I got told off last time for calling them Notts Forest. But to turn it around. No, they had to go 1-0 down as well after playing being the better side. Then to turn it around in the second half to 2-1. And then the penalties, they really let themselves down, didn't they? There were some shocking penalties. It really was. Tough loss for Sheffield United. Oh, yeah, 100%. Very tough, to get to a playoff semi-final and lose on penalties out of all things. And like I say, being 3-1 behind in the tie and then getting it back to 3-3, getting it to penalties and then letting yourselves down with 3 penalties that weren't the greatest to knock yourselves out. Very, very tough. Very tough. I have seen that video as well of Mick Burney caught stomping on a fan, which I find a bit weird, right? Obviously, he must have done it with his better foot, because if you see Mick Burney during the game, there was a bit of a brawl in the game where Heckingbottom, the Sheffield United manager, gave Jed Spence, the Nottingham Forest wing back, the ball, and he kind of shoved it into his stomach, and it just caused a big kerfuffle. Mick Burney came from the bench, and he had a boot on. So he's obviously injured his foot or something, or his leg. And he came on with a big boot on. So I don't know how he stamped on someone. He must have used his other foot. But, yeah, I have seen that. So that'll probably be investigated as well. Obviously, emotions running high. But you can't be doing that as a professional footballer. But, yeah, mad game. It was a great game to watch as well, to be fair. I did enjoy it. You've got to enjoy penalties when it's not your team involved. Because you'll know every other fan there is probably absolutely, bricking it, because penalties are just the worst. But the second half will be getting underway in a couple of minutes' time, because we did have 6 minutes of added on time at the end of that half due to an injury to Sebastian Roeder, who was able to continue. So a bit of a later start to the second half than it would have been. But who will take this Europa League title? First Rangers final in the European competition since 2008. They played a very good Zenit side that day, where Denisov and Zurananov, there we go, I know my Russian pronunciations of names. Them two got the 2 winning goals, and it was 2-0 in the end to Zenit. It was 2 pretty late goals as well in the game. I think one came around the 70th minute, and then the other one was in added on time of the 90. So they did well in that cup final, Rangers, but couldn't quite push through to win it. Kostic, assuming season else. But to be fair, I bet like team of the season, like Fernandez is probably about 20k, and he's something stupid. Like, FIFA prices are just a joke now. Bring back the old days on FIFA when, the game was actually good. Like FIFA 15, FIFA 16, FIFA 14. Those 3 FIFAs. 14, 15 and 16. Brilliant childhood, those games. Untradeable. Get him into an SBC. Get him into a squad building challenge now. We are literally watching possible Rangers folklore here being written in our face. This game will be watched over the likes of Walter Smith, who unfortunately passed away in October. Massive, massive man at the club of Rangers. And you might remember on the week of the RB Leipzig semi-final second leg, Jimmy Bell, kit man of around 30 years, was also announced as he passed away that week. So two massive figureheads of the Rangers club are missing this final, but I'm sure above there they're watching this final, and they can get them over the line, like I say, to win a first European Cup for the first time in around half a century, which would be absolutely mental. Just a minute, we'll be getting back underway. As there's some more of the Rangers fans. As the team's now starting to reappear from the tunnel back onto the pitch. I'm going to hide the message because it's got bad language, but he basically said, got the special Kent card, who's an absolute house for goals. I don't mind the swearing in messages, I just hide them just in case there's young kids watching, because you never know. I remember Kent, FIFA 20? Is a Europa League knockout card. I remember that being absolutely stupid. They could do with a Kent performance like that. The second half, a FIFA 20 Ryan Kent performance. But now the players are re-emerging. I just want to say, I've seen him walk out, and I've just got to give him a special mention. Scott Wright, what a man he's become. He became someone who just was a complete bench player for Rangers, a complete bench player. But the back end of this Europa League campaign, where he got 2 starts against RB Leipzig, and now he's playing in the final, and he played a big part in the remaining games in the league. Scott Wright, brought in from Aberdeen last year. Definitely the best player in the Rangers squad, but he's come in lacking forwards. Kamar Roof out injured, Morelos injured, Ramsey being injured as well for some of it. He's come in and has had to really up his game onto a big stage. Never playing European football before at this stage, Scott Wright, and he's come in and he's played really well. He's did a few really good touches in the first half, a few good turns as well, feeding Aribo in for the shot which he put just wide. So I was going to say Scott Wright, I think he's been really good at the end of this season. Does have the one Europa League goal in his career that came in the group stage away from home at Lyon when they drew 1-1. But he did also get an assist for Kamara's goal, who made it 2-0 against RB Leipzig in the second leg. He looked sharp in the first half. Kent and Wright, when they got on the ball, they did look like they were on it they could cause danger. As it is past 10 o'clock now in Spain. They are just an hour ahead from us. Aribo playing that position, yes, because they haven't got a striker fit anyway. Alfredo Morelos, who they've missed massively, but I say missed massively, they've still got to the final, but even if he wasn't, I think they've, would be much more of a threat. He's out for the season. He got 19 goals this season before being injured, 4 in the Europa League, 12 in the league. And Kamar Roof, who was injured for the back end of the season, it was a big worry if he was even going to make the squad, which he was able to. He was able to make the squad, Kamar Roof. He is on the bench. Their other main striker, but obviously not fit enough to start. And there's the only strikers really. They've also got Cedric Itten, but I don't think he's in the squad for the Europa League. I don't think he was added onto the squad list. So the 3 strikers they've got weren't available to start the last couple of games in the final. So Aribo's had to play a false 9 position, like a hold-up striker. So that's even more mental. Their main strikers are out, and Rangers have had to adapt. Play a man who's probably not played striker before in his career, in Joe Aribo, who's centre mid, and they've got to the final, and he's played really well as a hold-up striker. As we are back underway for the second half of this Europa League final. Rangers kicking from right to left, Frankfurt left to right. Rangers would kick off. It's Barisic helping it forward, intercepted by Röder. Out to Knauf. As Frankfurt settle on the ball in the opening exchanges of this second half. Knauf. Kamada, first time touching towards Röder. Takes over the head of Ryan Jack. Looking to loop it into the box towards Bore. intercepted by Goldson, and Rangers can only clear for a throw-in on the Frankfurt right, as many flares being let off in the Frankfurt end. And a load of flags being waved. That's a great sight to see behind that goal, as that is what Frankfurt will be attacking now the second half. So they've worked it well down the right-hand side. Röder playing it forward into Knauf in the box, trying to pull it back. Well read by Calvin Bass, who deflects it out for a corner. And a positive start for Frankfurt. Like I say, my stream is literally 2-3 seconds behind the actual game. So if you want to sync up the commentary to the game, you can do. Mute the commentary from BT Sport and you can have mine on instead. They've got an early Frankfurt corner. It's their fifth of the game. Kostic, it's a one that's been zipped in, headed away by Lundstrom. Will fall to So, the last standing man for Frankfurt. Lays it back into Kevin Trapp. As Rangers can push up a little bit, as it's a very smoky pitch at the minute with the flares that were just let off in the Frankfurt end. Switch towards the left, Tavernier failing to clear it first time. Challenging with Lindstrom, and he's forced to just clear it out of play for Frankfurt. Throw in there, James Tavernier, who did get Player of the Year at the Rangers Awards a couple weeks ago. As the throw-in can be dealt with by Rangers, cleared by Ryan Jack. Can't find Joe Aribo, so it falls to Tuta, the Brazilian centre-half, who strides forward with the ball, around 35 yards out, shoots low towards the bottom left corner. Forced McGregor to dive towards the ball, but it was always just heading wide of the post. Not too bad there from Tuta, the centre-back, who is on a... I can't see where I'm looking. Who does have 4 goals for the season, none of them in the Europa League. Did get a red card in the first leg, Tuta, against Barcelona in the quarter-finals. And he also got a red card in the last league game of the season. Was sent off in the 2-2 draw to Mainz, which finished off the league campaign for Frankfurt. Throwing down the line for Frankfurt. Cleared away by James Tavernier. Getting it away from Daichi Kamada, the Japanese forward. Scored 2 goals in the knockouts in the Europa League this season, one against Betis and the other against West Ham. And here he is on the edge of the box. Kamada goes across to Lindstrom on the edge of the box, turns, right-footed shot, deflected just wide. The Dane, who just passed a late fitness test to start tonight, Jesper Lindstrom, sends a deflected shot wide, got the ball from Kamada, spun, come off the heel of Kamara, just wide of the left post, really not far away. Outswinging, crossing now to the corner. Tavernier wins it. Kent loses out though. Knauf on the left in the box. Pulls it across. Tavernier again meets it. Volleyed away for a Frankfurt throw-in. Kostic will take number 10, the left wing back with a throw-in. Takes it quickly. And here is Tuta on the ball. The number 35. Gets it to Indica on the left. The number 2 for Frankfurt. The man born in Paris, Indica. As Rangers are back in position. But it's still Frankfurt in the possession. Down the line it goes to Kamada. Faced up 1-on-1 with Ryan Jack. But played his stop there as Kamada was spotted offside by the linesman. On that near side. Well, that Lindstrom chance is the closest we've got to the ball reaching the net. Because that is literally half a yard wide of the post. That good block from Kamara in the end to send it behind, but that could have been a catastrophic deflection. It could have nestled slowly into the back of the Rangers' net. It's picked up here by Ryan Jack in midfield after a poor clearance from Tuta into Aribo. Linking up well with Scott Wright. He's running at the defence here towards the left-hand side of the box. Well tackled there by Amami Torre and cleared down the right for Frankfurt. Goes over the head of Barisic and can be held up here. Oh, he was held up by Borde. He couldn't return the favour into Lindstrom. And it's now back into the possession of Rangers in the Frankfurt half. Kamara lifts it back over to Goldson. Really well played there by the Finland international. So now Lundstrom strides forward on the right-hand side. The number 4, the match winner in the semi-final of the second leg against RB Leipzig. John Lundstrom furthest right. Tries to get it down the channel and towards the byline for Tavernier, but it's just a bit too heavy. And Kevin Trapp can see it behind for a goal kick. Did make the Germany squad, Kevin Trapp, in the Euros last year. Didn't play. Obviously second, maybe even third behind the likes of Neuer and Bert Leno and keepers like that for Germany. Knauf on the right. Inside it goes, back heel from Lindstrom looking for Knauf, well intercepted by Ryan Jack. And possession falls back into the feet of the Gers with John Lundstrom. Like I said, he has scored it against both German opposition that Rangers have faced this season. Scored against Dortmund away, 1 goal of the season at the Rangers Awards, and then he scored, obviously, the winner in the semi-final against RB Leipzig. So he does like a goal against German opposition, John Lundstrom. It'll be his second ever trophy in his career. His only ever other trophy was the League One title back in 2013 when he won it with Doncaster Rovers. So quite the contrast of trophies if he's able to add this to his trophy cabinet, which is pretty empty, but players like Lundstrom, you don't expect to win major trophies like the Europa League. Barisic to Bassi. Rangers just keeping possession in their own half. Not much of a press so far for Frankfurt. He's gone for a long ball over the top there. Bassi looking for a rebound around 20 yards away from goal, but it's over his head and into the thankful hands of Kevin Trapp. Left-footed clearance from the goalkeeper. Röder flicks it on in behind. Bore gets there. He's away from Goldson. In the box. Has to hold it up as Goldson recovers. Oh, he trips him in the box. Referee. Corner. Oh, big call from the referee. Slavko Vincic. Goldson saying that he dived. Let's have a look. It looks like he was getting away from him in the box there. Yeah, got the ball there, Goldson. Had to as well. Got a poke to... Oh, did he? Oh, I don't know. Did Bore get the touch? Here's the angle. Facing him towards goal. Oh. I think Bore got the touch first and then Goldson caught the striker. Don't know if VAR will look at it. I'm sure they will, but I don't think they're sending the referee to the monitor. Big call there from the referee, the Slovenian. VAR is checking it. And the check is over, no penalty. It would have been soft, but Connor Goldson definitely has to be careful because despite it being slight contact, he missed the ball and he did catch Rafael Bore, the striker, in swinging corner, headed away by a rebound at the near post. Helped back out wide right by So, looking for Kostic, too much on it. Rangers throwing heart in the mouth stuff there, Connor Goldson. Like I say, the ball was helped forward by Kevin Trapp from the goalkeeper, Sebastian Röder. Flicked it on. Oh, I think that's a penalty. I really do. Gets it all wrong there, Connor Goldson. Don't get me wrong, Rafael Bore, the striker, the Colombian striker, made the most of it for Frankfurt. But, like I say, Sebastian Röder flicked it in behind for Bore, and it looks like he was in behind away from Connor Goldson, but Goldson used his pace to catch up with him, and as he was holding up Bore, tried to take him out one-on-one, try to find a bit of room for a shot. He tried to move it away from Connor Goldson, he did, and he was caught, but VAR had a look at it, and they deemed it as a corner and not a penalty. As Tavernier gets it forward for Rangers. Ball in towards Kamari. Dummies it for a rebound. He gets it to him. Lays it off. Ryan Kent slices it wide. A big chance in the game starting to open up here. There's a hand up there and apologies from Ansgar Knauf, who let the ball run to a rebound as Tavernier took it past Kostic very nicely. Getting one up there on the Serbian. Getting the ball across towards Kamari, who let it run across his legs towards a rebound. He didn't win it first time. It was Knauf who got it, but he hit the bottom of his foot and it allowed Aribo to take it away from him, lay it off into Kent in the box on the left, and he really rushed the strike. Probably had more time than he thought. He probably could have had a shot and maybe getting it towards goal, but he rushed it, Kent, and it's now Frankfurt getting away on the left here with Kamada. The game's really starting to open up 10 minutes into the second half. Kamada running at Lundstrom, lays it over to Kostic, trying to go the long way around Tavernier, cuts one way, then the other, left foot, cross, deflects into the hands of Alan McGregor, who is in an all-yellow strip for Rangers tonight. Thanks to everyone who is here for this final. I know it's live on YouTube, so I do appreciate you all being here, but if you can get two devices or two tabs on your device that you're using, get the game on one device or tab, get my commentary on the other, and sync up the game. So look where I am at the minute. So I'm on 55.20. So if you want to link up through there, you can do. Like I say, a couple more commentaries. I think at the end of the season, I might be doing the Championship playoff final between Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield, and I may be doing the National League playoff final as well. We'll have to wait and see. Just have a throw in for Frankfurt, just inside their own half here. Kostic throws it into the Rangers half, into Kamada. Goes across to Lindstrom. Ball wide right to Ansgar Knauf, who's got a lot of room down that right. The man on loan from Borussia Dortmund. Having to force back to Sebastian Röder. Then once more to Almami. Toure. Taking it away from Kent. Poking it forward to Kamada. Goes back to Ndicka. Brings it under control nicely, despite the pressure from Scott Wright. But he's forced back to his keeper, Kevin Trapp. He then helps it back forward up towards Rafael Borre. Connor Goldson wins that header. And so heads it back. And Aribo, he's got him behind. Tutors fell. Aribo slots it away. Rangers go crazy in that end behind the goal. False 9 working to perfection for Rangers. He's not a striker, but he's played like he's been a striker for years in these last couple of games in the Europa League. Aribo got him behind. The Frankfurt manager is asking the questions. How has that happened? We need to see this again. How has that got through to Aribo? Wow. Joe Aribo. What a time to score your first goal in the Europa League this season. Gunnar Goldson won the header on Borre. So headed it back to his own goal. Tuta. Oh, he slipped and he fell. Oh. Disastrous for the young centre-half. Like I say, Jibril So headed Goldson's header and he helped it on. Helped it the wrong way towards his own goal. Aribo was chasing it with Tuta and the centre-half slipped, fell over his own feet. Allowed Aribo in behind. Here we go, he's chasing Aribo. Oh, he tripped himself up. Aribo was able to get onto it in behind, just inside the area. Got the shot before Ivan Ndicka could put any more pressure on him. Slots it beyond the German goalkeeper of Kevin Trapp. And it is Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Rangers 1. What a moment for the Glasgow boys in blue. Like I say, I saw the centre-back Tuta fall to his feet, but I'm thinking is Aribo maybe caught him, tripped him up, trying to gain an advantage. No, not at all. He tripped over his own feet, allowed the Nigerian in behind, and what a time to score his first goal in this Europa League campaign. Frankfurt 0, Rangers 1. The game is really starting to open up now. And Rangers have took the first blow. Oh, and that is hard to watch. Tuta, the man at fault for the goal, has been substituted straight after the error, and Hasebi's come on, the experienced Japanese international, the 38-year-old. He has got a contract up until next year, so he's not finishing yet. Oh, Knauf, ball across. Lindstrom, good ball from Bassett. Is it a handball? No, the referee says it came off his chest. This game's really, really livening up. It was livening up 5 minutes before the goal, but now it's really getting spicy. Like I say, I saw the ball get headed back by Jibril So. He headed it the wrong way. Here's Bassi. Yeah, off his... I'll stand up. This is what webcams can do. Hit off here. Not off the arm. Yeah, like I say, Jibril So headed it the wrong way. Headed it back towards his own goal. And then Tuta's giving chase to Aribo. And like I say, clipped his own feet. Tripped himself up. Allowed Aribo in behind. And like I say, just before Ndicka can get a challenge on him, he was able to slot it behind Kevin Trapp into the bottom left corner. And Drew Aribo has scored his third ever goal in the Europa League, excluding qualifying. First one of this season. And just, like I say, Aribo probably never played striker before this running. But like I said during the goal, he's playing as a striker, a hold-up striker. He's playing like that, like he's done it for years, like his main trade as a striker. That's how good he's been. And he's come up with a massive goal. He's already written himself in history more than anyone if they go on and win this 1-0. It's all about calming the nerves now, I think. And there's also Aribo, who's one of, I think, the only player in the Rangers side who have played in every single Europa League game this season. He's played in all 15, and that's his first goal in it. Like I said, I just saw the ball go in behind, and I saw the Tuta fall to his feet. I'm thinking, it's got to be a foul, hasn't it? It's got to be clipped by Aribo. But no, tripped over his own feet. Aribo in behind, composed, calm. Like I say, the scenes behind that goal was absolutely crazy. Like I say, I don't know if he was injured through the trip that he made, Tuta, or the manager clearly just wasn't happy with the error he made in such a big game. But Tuta has been subbed off pretty much straight away for Makoto Hasebe, Japanese centre half. Not played many games in the Europa League. He made a late minute substitute appearance against Barcelona. That's the only appearance he's had in his last 6. But the Rangers fans are literally bouncing behind that goal. The scenes behind that goal was absolutely mental. And what a goal it could be. I was honestly just waiting for the goal to be disallowed for a foul on the centre half. But like I say, the replay showed he tripped himself up. Ludicrous mistake to make at this level. Like I say, Aribo took it. Here we go. Trapp got the ball forward. Headed back forward by Goldson. Helped on by So, the Frankfurt man, the wrong way towards his own goal. Like I say, Tuta was chasing with Aribo, seeing who's going to get there first. And when he tripped himself up, there's only one man getting there first. It was Aribo. Beckoned in on goal. Like I say, even Ndicka tried to get there before he got the shot away. Couldn't get a block in. And Joe Aribo slots it beyond the German international goalkeeper. 4. Frankfurt 0, Rangers 1. History is being written. Joe Aribo, in his 147th Rangers appearance, scores his 26th goal. And the 25-year-old former Charlton man is living the dream of so many aspiring footballers. We've had a stoppage here in play as Torres struggling the number 18. Free kick for Frankfurt in their right back area. Torre will look okay to continue after a little bit of a stoppage there, so we might have a good chunk of added on time if it stays at this scoreline. Kostic inside to Kamada. Takes it on the turn quite nicely, lays it off into Sebastian Röder. Took a nasty cut to his head in the 6th minute, but he was okay to continue. And he looks for a switch towards Kostic on the left, and he will bring it down ahead of James Tavernier. Gibril So, it was a big fault for that goal, heading it the wrong direction. And playing it in behind for Joe Aribo. Here's Ndicka, left centre half, joining the attack, laying it off into Kostic. Cross, comes off Tavernier, back off Kostic. Goal kick Rangers. Big goal halfway into this second half for the Gers. Alan McGregor, big kick up the field, up towards Aribo, comes off the head of Hasebe. And Ndicka helps it forward. Torre also has to help out. Röder. Oh, it's a poor clearance. Jack into Scott Wright. Aribo down in the box. It's fairly won by Hasebe, the 38-year-old Japanese centre-half. He pokes it forward to Kostic on the left. Heavy touch. Out it goes for a throw-in. 4 Rangers in the Frankfurt half. And it's all going to plan so far for Giovanni van Bronckhorst. He's won 5 trophies in his managerial career, coming with Feyenoord. Got 1 league title, 2 cups, and 2 Super Cups back in the Dutch league, where he was there at Feyenoord for 8 years, by the way, from 2011 to 2019. Van Bronckhorst, he was there as an assistant manager and under-21s manager and the manager itself before leaving for Guangzhou and leaving there and joining Rangers back in November of 2021. His first game in his management was Sparta Prague in the group stage at home in the 2-0 win that they got there. So we are 20 minutes into the second half. Frankfurt 0, Rangers 1. Joe Aribo, currently the man leading Rangers to Europa League success. Torre, ball forward. Nicely flipped onto Lindstrom by Boré. Bit of 50-50s going on there. Goldson tackles 3 Frankfurt men. But in the end, it does drop to Frankfurt. Try and get it on the ground with Lindstrom. In behind, it goes towards Knauf. Gets there at a Bassi. Can he go around Calvin Bassi? No, he can't. What defending that is from Calvin Bassi. Ansgar Knauf, no chance. Ball forward towards Aribo. Well blocked off there by Toure. Halfway line now to Kostic. Forward to Kamada. Really nice turn. Cynically brought down by Lundstrom. Free kick for Frankfurt. No yellow card, though. Referee does not like his yellows. Always forgot them. One of the two. Goldson put in 2 massive challenges in there and won the ball both times. Jack pokes it back to Goldson on the edge of the 18-yard box. Heavy touch. Slips and just about clears it, but Roda helps it forward. Kamada lifts it over McGregor. Onto the roof of the net. Goldson gets away with a big error there. And the Japanese international could have got his team back level. Barisic played back to Jack. And Jack poked it back to Goldson on the edge of the 18-yard box. Heavy touch and a slip. He was able to poke it away, only by Sebastian Roda, who then lifted it towards Kamada in the box. Alan McGregor rushed out to close down the angle. And Kamada lifted it over the Scotsman onto the roof of the net. And Rangers survive a big scare. Won't be the last scare, though. I'm sure Frankfurt will have many more chances until the end of this game while they're trailing. Goal kick can't be won by Aribo. Does fall to Tavernier as Frankfurt tried to clear. Lundstrom inside to Kamara. First time ball out wide to Scott Wright. Running it Indika. Trying to find Aribo inside, but he deflects off Sebastian Roda. It'll be a throw-in for Rangers in the final third. Tavernier will take his time to go over and take it. Tavernier throws it back into Lundstrom, who did make 62 Premier League appearances with 5 goals and 5 assists during Sheffield United's time in the Premier League. Out to Kent on the left, lifted back to Borna Barisic, number 31, forced all the way back to Alan McGregor, where his first spell at the club was from 1998 to 2012, then returned in 2018. Tavernier, good header down the line to Scott Wright, tried to find Aribo in the middle, cleared by Asabi, held back forward by Tavernier, cleared by Toure at the back. And it finds Kostic, brings it down to Roda, tries a 1-2 with the Serbian, tries to find Kostic in behind again on the left, towards the corner flag. He keeps it in, and he works across. Header won by Bassi towards Jibril So, who can't get their header Scott Wright, but his header only goes as far as Ivan Indika, the Frenchman. Works it wide left to Jibril So. Kostic, everything to his right, as he tries to get it back inside towards So, but it's deflected away for a throw-in by James Tavernier, as we're going to get another Frankfurt change soon. Their second of the game. As they're taking the throw-in quickly to Indika. Kostic. Left foot. Cross. Low. Across the Boré! Equaliser for Frankfurt! They weren't behind for too long. And it's the Colombian Rafael Boré to send the Frankfurt fans wild behind that goal where they've just netted the equaliser. Rafael Boré scored 1 in the quarterfinals against Barcelona, scored once in the semi-final against West Ham, and he's now scored once as well in the final. Will it be his only goal in this final? We'll wait and see, because he's the main man they're looking for the goals, and he's secured 1 in this final when they needed it most, when they were trailing with around 20 minutes to go. Worked well down the left. Kostic was desperate to get that ball in the box, and when he eventually got it through the legs of Scott Wright, low into the box towards the near post, Connor Goldson left it. Why has he left it? I'm not quite sure. And Rafael Boré got there ahead of Bassi and just tried to get his foot towards the ball. He got his right foot onto it, sent the ball back to where it was coming from, and Alan McGregor couldn't quite adjust his feet and dive to his right quick enough to stop the ball from going in. And like I say, it's Frankfurt 1, Rangers 1, but big questions have to be asked about the defending of that cross. Big goal, back in the balance this final. It's been a really balanced final. It's been a really good 50-50 final. Really enjoying this, and I think a 1-1 result so far is probably pretty fair. I think both teams have been pretty decent, and straight after that goal, we are met with a second cooling break, as it is obviously getting later in Seville, but it is 31 degrees last time I checked. So, yeah, cool break definitely needed. As that change was still made for Frankfurt. Who came off? Let's have a look. It's going to tell me in a second. Like I say, it was lined up this change before the goal, but they've gone with it anyway. So Lindstrom's come off. Jesper Lindstrom, who's been injured since the first leg against West Ham. So that was good a few weeks ago. He's been injured since then, and he literally returned for this game. So I'm presuming he could only play 70 minutes anyway, so that change is always going to be made. He's rookie of the season in the Bundesliga, and he's been replaced by Jens Petter Haig. On loan currently from AC Milan. Does have an option to buy. So he does come on. He's a winger. He'll replace Lindstrom. Like I said, if they'd scored then, whenever, I think Jesper Lindstrom, the Dane, which he's been out since the West Ham first leg, I think that's all he could play 70 minutes. I think that was pretty much what the medical staff said. Like, you've got 70 minutes in him playing for them, then you've got to bring him off no matter what the score is. And they've done just that. And he's replaced by the Norwegian Jens Petter Haig. So Joe Rebo got a big goal. An equaliser was met not too long after. They were ahead for 12 minutes. And we're back underway after the cooling break. With the kick-off from Rangers, they already lose out as Tavernier tries to head it forward from the diagonal switch that they played on Frankfurt. And Ansgar can now try to bring it forward. Shows too much of it to Barisic. So Lundstrom forward to Kent. Takes on Torre really well, but can't get the pass through to Kamara. Blocked off by Sebastian Röder. And he goes to his left towards Kamada on the halfway line, dragged down by Scott Wright. And Kamada not very happy with that challenge. And that will be a yellow card for Scott Wright. Eventually getting his cards out here, Slavko Vincic. But Kamada really wasn't happy with that, as he was getting beyond Scott Wright after a heavy touch. And Scott Wright was basically saying, there is not a chance in hell I'm letting you through, and pulled him down on the halfway line. Like I say, interesting, no changes yet for Rangers. They've got the likes of Aaron Ramsey on the bench, Scott Arfield, Amad Diallo on loan from Manchester United, Kamar Roof made a return for this final on the bench as well. Great free kick. Good switch out to Kostic on the left. He's already got one assist. Twist and turn on Tavernier. Can he work another? No, he can't. Runs out of room. Good defending in the end by the Rangers captain. Like I said, on that Frankfurt left, he was able to get that cross in. Scott Wright went through his legs, unfortunately, to the near post. And for some reason, Connor Goldson definitely could have stopped that cross. But if for some reason he left it, don't know if he thought Bassi was going to get there, but Raphael Borre got there ahead of Bassi, poked it in, and as I was talking about substitutes, Rangers are making two. So Ryan Jack is coming off for Stephen Davis. Wow. Stephen Davis is coming on, the 37-year-old. He featured in both semi-finals in 2008 in the UEFA Cup against Fiorentina, and also played in the final against Zenit in 2008. Unbelievable. Part of the squad in 2008 in their last European Cup final, and is now still in the squad and playing, coming off the bench, Stephen Davis, in 2022. And the other change, I believe, was Scott Wright, has just come off after the booking, and he's replaced by Fashion Sakala. So I think Joe Aribo will play right wing. Sakala will play through the middle as Aribo gets it on the right here after a header goes in behind the Frankfurt defence. He's one-on-one with Kostic. Lays it off into Tavernier. Crosses it towards Sakala, the substitute. Slice clearance falls to Barisic on the left. Helps it to Kent. Going around the long way towards the edge of the box. Doesn't get fouled, says the referee. And Haig needs to try and clear it for Frankfurt. Works it well with Torre. Down the line by Knauf. Intercepted by Bassi. Like I say, I just think the experience of Stephen Davis is the reason he's on. He's not played much this season. This is his first appearance in 9 Europa League games. The last 8 games before this, he hadn't even come on off the bench. So I think obviously he's been in this position before. He's been in this kind of game. In the UEFA Cup final in 2008, he played in the Rangers squad. So I bet they've just brought him on for his experience, number 10. Stephen Davis. They've got a free kick here. Raphael Borre left a late one on Connor Goldson in the centre circle. 15 minutes to go. We are level. It's been a great Europa League final. Very even. Even chances. And even on the scoreline as well. Tavernier will take it. positioned very central on the pitch, literally right in the middle of the pitch. And Tavernier can clip it into the box towards Goldson, making a run at the far post. Header won by Toure. Can it be dealt with by Knauf? It can. He can clear away. And as he clears it, he's pushed off the ball by Ryan Kent, I think. And that'll be a free kick for Frankfurt in their right back area. Showing that goal again. I think they're trying to find out why Goldson left it at the near post. Literally, he'd covered the space well with the cross. He could definitely have got his foot to it and cleared it, but instead he left it, maybe thinking Bassi was getting there ahead of Bore. But no, the Colombian striker got there ahead of the Nigerian centre-half and poked it beyond Alan McGregor. Ball in behind for Frankfurt. Kamada on the left, in the box. Tavernier is having to recover. One-on-one with the captain now. Lays it off to the edge of the box to the Frankfurt captain, Roda. Lays it off, Haig! Over the bar. I think he leant back there as well. Hence why it went over the bar there from Jens Petter Haig. Gets leaning back a little bit there, the number 23, the Norwegian winger. Started against West Ham in the second leg. He was his first in the previous 3 before that. Obviously, took the boots of Lindstrom, who obviously missed the second leg of the West Ham game as he was injured in the first one. The Dane. Alan McGregor with the goal kick. It's a big kick as well towards Aribo. Flicks it onto Sakala. Well dealt with by Hasabi. Stopped the ball going further in behind the Frankfurt defence. Lifted forward. Goldson has to deal with it, and he deals with it very nicely. Handing it back to his goalkeeper, McGregor, who throws out quickly to Borna Barisic. The Croatian. Contracted for another 2 years. Borna Barisic, as he's having to just hurry that away for a throw-in for Frankfurt. Sebastian Roeder trying to urge his team and his fans to make more noise. As he closed down Barisic well there to force him to clear it out for a throw-in for Frankfurt. I think Tuta playing at the back as well. The 22-year-old who was at fault for the Rangers goal. Him coming off and being replaced by Hasabi, I think was actually probably a blessing in disguise, as Hasabi was chasing that ball down. 2 hands in the back there from Sakala. Never going to get away with that free kick for Frankfurt. Actually, I think it was a blessing in disguise because Hasabi's come on. He's really calmed it down really well, the Japanese international. Makoto Hasabi, 38 years old, still got another year in his contract, so definitely playing into 39. Formerly of Wolfsburg and Nuremberg in Germany. Ball in behind. Oh, well brought down by Tavernier because Kamada could have been in there. Really well done from Tavernier, deep in his own half. Lays it off into Lundstrom. Sees a switch on. Looking for Kent. Intercepted with a header Toure. And that head has gone to Knauf. Moves it away from Kent. It's back in possession of Frankfurt as they've got just over 10 minutes plus added on time to try and find a winner. And so do Rangers as well. Toure. Trying to help it forward. Free kick in the end. Rafael Bore. Clattered to the ground by Glenn Kamara. Goldson was a disgrace again and had the cheat to try and blame someone else. Yeah, I think he was looking at... I think he tried to point fingers probably at Scott Wright for letting the cross in, which Scott Wright was unlucky with the cross because it did go through his legs. It's not like he just didn't try to block the cross. And then literally Goldson in the perfect position to clear it away at the near post. He left it. And then I don't know if he just thought Bassi was going to get there. I don't know, but obviously Bassi was struggling with his man and Bore got there first. So yeah, I mean, I can't believe he's pointing fingers. It is his fault. But he has no luck for your club. Don't call him a disgrace yet because he might turn up and can get the winner. Kostic from the free kick. It's a dangerous ball and it had to be tipped over by McGregor. It was a curling ball in and it bounced awkwardly from McGregor towards his own goal and he just had to tip it over the bar. Didn't want to take any chances. Like I say, got a good bounce on that using the zip of the turf and McGregor just had to tip it over for a corner. Kostic won the corner. He's going to take it. Could have been avoided, but McGregor didn't want to take any chances. Kostic with the outswinger. He's already got 1 assist in this game. Near post, headed away by Stephen Davis. Out for a throw-in. What a moment, though, for Stephen Davis. Literally played in their last final in 2008, and in 2022 he's playing in this final. It's from the throw-in. Rafael Bore touches it out for a goal kick. Ran out of room on that byline on the left-hand side. As it is getting a little bit nervy now for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. His team did have the upper hand in the 57th minute. And then with 20 minutes to go, Rafael Bore, the Colombian, struck back, levelled up. This is why we've got such a close and tense Europa League final. Like I say as well, Frankfurt haven't lost a game in this season's Europa League. They've played 12, won 7 and drew 5. So they're unbeaten, so they don't get beat easily. Even if it might go to penalties, it's Tavernier has it here, loses out. Wins a throw in though as a Frankfurt clearance came off his own man. Kamara into Aribo. Kamara lays it off into Tavernier, but then offside flags up. Free kick for Frankfurt in their left back area. And there he is, Oliver Glasner, applauding his side, trying to keep the momentum going for his team. This is his 23rd Europa League game as manager. And he's only lost 3 times. He got Wolfsburg to the last 16 in the 2019-2020 season. And now he's got Frankfurt to the final. Gibraltar so on halfway. Back it goes to Ndika. Hasebi. Pressed by Sakala, so has to be forced back to his goalkeeper, Kevin Trapp. Long ball forward. Bassi wins the header on Haig. Only as far as Hasebi, who nods it wide right to Torre. And again, once again, forced back to Trapp, but one of his clearances led to a goal, remember? Because when his clearance went forward, it was helped on by Galton, flipped behind Gibraltar. So when Aribo got in behind after 2 to the centre-back, tripped himself up. Long ball over the top towards Haig. Here for Frankfurt. Seen out for a goal kick by Calvin Bassi. Using his strength unbelievably there, the Nigerian. Jens Petter Haig, the man on loan from AC Milan, did not sniff a chance of getting that ball from Bassi as he was seeing it out. Revolutionary season for Calvin Bassi. What a player. I can't believe Leicester let him go. To be honest. How they didn't see this potential in him, I'll never know. McGregor, ball towards Kamara, headed forward by So. Helped out behind for a throw-in by Connor Galton. Frankfurt ball it is. The throw-in further along the line. Tavernier having to help it out. Switch from the throw-in. Knauf on the right. Getting it back out towards the left. Tavernier can clear away. It's a bit sliced because he was under pressure from Kamada. But it was away enough for Rangers to breathe a little. 7 minutes to go, plus added on time. We're heading towards extra time, but there's always chance for a late winner. Throwing into Kamada. Kostic. Looking for that switch again to the right, and he's found it with Knauf. Brings it down really well. Plays it inside to Roda. Back to Knauf. Edge of the box. Tries to get it onto his stronger right foot. Tackled really well there in the midfield. And Rangers can clear. And he gets in behind for Sakala. Chasing 1-on-1 with Hasebi. On the left. 1-on-1 with the Japanese. Tackled by the Japanese. Just about keeps it though with his feet. The Zambian. Sakala. It goes back to Stephen Davis as Frankfurt get men back. But then also Rangers can get men forward as well. Davis. Barisic. Oh, what a flick. In behind for Kamara. Used his body really well. Sakala. Left. Pull back into the hands of Kevin Trapp. Close, really well worked down the Rangers left there, especially from Barisic, from the Davis pass. A flicking behind to Kamara, who then used his body well to then feed it to Sakala, and his pull back, it was probably going towards Aribo, but it just took a slight nick off a Frankfurt man and into the hands of Trapp. As Rangers are back in possession, cleared by Tavernier. Up towards nobody, free header for Hasebi. Roda helps it forward to Kamada. Knauf on the far right. He's got a bit of time here on the edge of the box. Lays off into Kamada. Back out to Haig. Ball inside. Blocked by Bassi. And he can avoid the corner. Clears it down the left-hand side of Rangers. It will be regained by Almami Torre. Torre. Out to Sebastian Roeder. He's played really well in that Frankfurt midfield. It would have been a big miss if he had to come off, but his pass has gone astray there. Fell to Lundstrom, who did injure him in that 6th minute with a stud to the head. Hasebi just about gets into Gibraltar, so Torre back to Hasebi in the Frankfurt half. Falls back to the keeper. Good press in this from Rangers as there's not long left before extra time, as we've had a really good Europa League final here at 1-1. Bassi headed forward as far as Haig. Gives it short to Hasabi, but just about clears it ahead of Kent. And the ball falls to Tavernier, and he chests it back to his goalkeeper. As nerves will start to reappear once again. Tavernier. Back to Alan McGregor. Pressed by the goal scorer, Bore. He gets the clearance up towards Aribo. Head run by Ndika. Kamara heads into the sky. Won then by Roeder. Haig. Kamada, poor touch. Loses out. Tavernier wins it back. Back it goes to McGregor. Just don't want to make any mistakes now. 2 mistakes from 2 centre-halves. The reason we've got the goals. First goal for Aribo. 2 to the centre-back who was replaced straight after. Tripped himself up to let Aribo in for a shot and he scored. And then for Frankfurt's goal, 20 minutes to go, Goldson didn't clear the cross at the near post. And Border got there and scored. And it goes into Kevin Trapp as Tavernier's ball forward wasn't quite met with a touch from Facian Sakala. Dribble so in the Frankfurt half. Kamada turning forward. Finds Haig. Getting in between the lines. Lays it back off into Kamada. Sees a ball out to Knauf on the right. Again, got a bit of room one-on-one with Barisic. In the final third. Goes the long way round. Tries a cross. Gone blocked from Barisic. It drops to Kent. Oh, takes on Sebastian Roeder so well. Kent driving inside. And getting a ball to the right-hand side to Joe Aribo. Classic Kent run that was. Aribo pokes it into to Kamara, sorry. But the camera kind of went off him, so I don't really know what happened. I think he lost his footing. But they win it back. Poor ball that from Kostic looking for Haig. It's Kamara back with it. Lays it off into Lundstrom. It goes inside to Stephen Davis in the Rangers half as we are seeing the clock tick down towards penalty kicks and towards extra time. Barisic. Going to be another change for Frankfurt. It's going to be number 6 to come on in the next break of play. It's going to be, yeah. Is it number 6? Yeah, number 6. I was trying to find number 6. I can't read. Christian Jakic, the Croatian midfielder, making his 50th appearance of the season. He's going to be coming on as a ball played through and in behind, looking for Rafael Bore. It's a little bit too heavy. Picked up by McGregor, quickly dispersed out of his hands to Borna Barisic on the left as he drives forward into the Frankfurt half. Gets it into Sakala, back to goal, tries to lay it back off into Barisic, straight to Kamada. That's a really poor ball by the Zambian. And there's a ball by Kamada out wide right to Bore. Cross in to the back post. Tavernier can't get it away. Falls to Kostic. Across goal it goes, just wide of the post. Oh my word. That was close. That was really close. 90 seconds to go. I think McGregor's having a go at Sakala there for giving the ball away so easily, but Tavernier couldn't get much away on the header. And Kostic right across goal. And at the far post, too late. Kamada should have been more on it. Kamada should have been busting the gut to get there, but he's too late to the scene. Sebastian Roeder, like I said, got a nasty cut to his head. He's been fantastic tonight, the captain. And the 18th minute, he's had to come off, and he's been replaced by Christian Jakic. Started the season at Dynamo Zagreb, collecting 12 appearances for them. And now this is appearance number 38 for Frankfurt. For Jakic. In his 11 previous Europa League appearances in this campaign, he did start 10 of them. So he is a usual starter in the Frankfurt game. So hopefully he can get up to speed as soon as possible for Frankfurt. Throwing in towards Bore. Beats off the attention of Goldson. Kostic down the line to Kamada. It's got to be offside, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Who are you supporting? I'm a commentator, so I'm being neutral. No, I'm not supporting anyone. I'd rather Rangers win because I'm British and they're British. And like I say, commentating Rangers the last year or two, in the last few years with my mates supporting them and just getting into them a bit more and learning about the history. You know, I've got a close connection to Rangers and I'd love to see them win it. But if Frankfurt win it, then Frankfurt win it. And I've got no problem with that. Do you know what I mean? So, like I say, neutral as a commentator, but you know, I'd love to see Rangers win it, but we'll just have to wait and see. Tavernier picks up on the right-hand side in the final third, lays off into Davis. Nice disguise pass into Kamara. Aribo, 1-2, Kamara, shot, blocked, falls off to the left to Sakala, edge of the box. Barisic, cross from Torre, blocked. Is that a corner or a goal? Is that a corner or a throw-in? Barisic getting the Rangers fans going. It's a throw-in right in that corner flag. 5 minutes of added on time. We've played 50 seconds of it. This would be a dramatic late winner. Another throw in there for Rangers as Sakala's pass was a bit short back to Barisic, and it could be helped away for another throw in by Haig, the Norwegian winger. Thrown into Sakala, takes on the turn, pokes it inside, looking for Davis. Again, helped away for another throw in by Jibril. So, you think penalties? Possibly, if it goes extra time. Throwing again towards Sakala. Can't quite keep it away from Jakic, cleared by Knauf. And a free kick on Bassi there. Rafael Borre goes down. Bassi commits the foul. Sabi takes it to his left to Indika. Then to Trapp. We are getting towards next goal wins now. If anyone can nick it in the 90 minutes. Bassi heads to his left towards Barisic, who will give chase, but he loses out to Knauf, who can only invite the clearance from Bassi. It's now fell to Kent after a poor touch from Torre. Kent loses out to Jakic, but he wins the ball back illegally, says the referee, despite the frustration of the Frankfurt bench, as it was right in front of their bench on the right. But Christian Jakic commits the foul on loan from Dynamo Zagreb till the end of the season with an option to buy. Yeah, just drag Kent down there. A bit too aggressively there, Jakic. What do you think about the new team? No, I don't even know who's in the team of the week. I don't play FIFA, unfortunately, anymore. Just played under 3 minutes of the additional 5. Barisic with a long ball forward, headed away again by Hasabi, now given the captain's armband after Sebastian Rueda was brought off in the 90th minute, and they've got to throw in Rangers in the final third. Torre having to head it away as he was pressured by Sakala. 2 minutes to go. How tense do you want it to be? Thrown into Kent, towards the byline, takes on Haig, can't get past Knauf, but the clearance does go to Barisic, cross towards the near post, not dealt with greatly by Torre, and not greatly dealt with by Knauf, another throw in for Rangers. Barisic. Twist and turn on that left. Does work across, which is deflected towards the edge of the box. And that falls to Kamada. Sees a ball wide left. Goldson gets there and is caught late. And that'll be a free kick. That was a real chase on between Goldson and Kostic. And Goldson, thankfully, whose last man got there first, cleared it out. And Kostic, who was sliding for it, just caught Goldson as the ball had gone. Because obviously he did get there first. Free kick for Rangers. Just inside their own half, but they're going to try and launch this towards the Frankfurt box. Tavernier does that. Aims it towards Sakala. Headed away by Torre, only as far as Kent. It goes back to the halfway line to Bassi. To left back Barisic. 10 seconds to go plus extra time if that's where it's going. And I think it is. Rangers just keeping it along their back line. Goldson across to Bassi. We've hit the 5th minute as Bassi launches it forward. And the referee blows for full time. The teams cannot be split after 90. A half which has consisted of the 2 goals that we have been given. Started with a 57th minute goal from Joe Aribo, the makeshift striker. 57th minute, Kevin Trapp cleared the ball away up towards halfway. Connor Goldson headed it back forward for Rangers. And Gibril So, the Frankfurt midfielder, headed it back towards his own goal. Let Aribo in behind, who was helped by the centre-back next to him, Tuto, tripping over himself. Lamet Aribo was there on his own to slot past for 1-0. And it was a pretty even game, so either team deserved to go ahead, and it was Rangers who took their chance. But then 12 minutes later, with 20 minutes left until the 90th minute, Rafael Borre got on the end of a Kostic cross, which wasn't dealt with by Scott Wright or Connor Goldson or Calvin Bassey. And it meant Frankfurt drew back level to make it Frankfurt 1, Rangers 1. And in terms of shots, Frankfurt have had pretty much all of them, 17 compared to Rangers 6. But in terms of chances, it has been pretty even. Both teams have had chances, but they are even after 90 minutes. We're going into extra time. And will it be penalties to separate these two sides? We're going to find out very, very shortly. But what a half of football. What a game of football. Like I say, the second half consisted of 2 goals, 1 apiece. And we still are yet to know who is winning this Europa League final. Ignore the text on the screen. Clearly wasn't prepared for extra time, was I? Has I got rid of it? No, okay. First half extra time coming up very shortly. Kamada has had a good second half, to be fair. No, he has. I think Kamada's been really good. Like I said, scored in the first leg against West Ham in the semi-finals. Had a decent season, goals-wise. 9 in all competitions, 5 of them coming in the Europa League. Like I say, 2 of them in the knockouts. 1 against Real Betis in the round 16. The other against West Ham in the semi-finals. So he's had a great game. I think everyone's had an half-decent game. To be fair, I don't think there's been that many bad performances. I think everyone's played at a decent level, which has created a very good Europa League final. But the second half will be the first half of extra time will get underway very, very shortly. Rangers were so close. They were 20 minutes away after scoring in the 57th minute with Aribo. Like I say, fails to clear crosses. I remember in previous games, Braga's goal in the second leg to take it to extra time in that game. That's from a corner and a cross against Leipzig. Their goal in the second leg at Ibrox was from a cross. Dortmund scored a few goals from crosses, so it's obviously a problem they've got defending crosses, and it's going to bite them on the backside again. As the players are back out, but the captains of Hasabi and Tavernier having a chat with the referee. Rangers have made a change though during extra time. Glenn Kamara has come off, and Scott Arfield has come on. The Canadian international signed a new 1-year contract, I think on top of his current deal. So I think he's at Ibrox now for a further 2 years. As it will be. Frankfurt kicking from right to left. Rangers left to right. As we're going to get this first half of extra time underway in this Europa League final. And Frankfurt has kicked off. to Hasebe. Looking for Knauf on the right. Can't win the header on Barisic. Throw in for Rangers. Why is that making that noise? Glenn Kamara's come off for Scott Arfield as Scott Arfield heads it on towards Kent. He can't win a header. As Jakic has gone down, I think he may have just got caught in the face a little bit there. And Torre's down as well. I forgot to start the timer. What a shock. But do these players have it in them? That's the big question. Japanese centre-half has come out and completely set the levels for defending. I completely agree. Yeah. I said that. I thought it was a bit of a blessing in disguise. I don't know if Tuta, the other centre-back who was on before, came off because of the mistake he made where he tripped over his own feet for the Aribo goal. But like I say, they've brought on Makoto Hasebe, who's now captain after Roda come off. He's been absolutely unbelievable, the 38-year-old. It's really calmed things down, using experience that he's got obviously in football, playing for so long, still at the age of 38. I completely agree. Set the levels, definitely. Well, remember, Rangers have been here before. Against Braga in the quarter-finals, they went to extra time as it was 2-2 on aggregate. Kamar Roof got the winner that day. And then literally a couple of days later, in the cup semi-final against Celtic, they then had to play another 120 minutes again. So they played, 240 minutes within about 3-4 days in that week. So they've definitely got the legs and the energy to play this amount of football. But it's just if they can, see off the quality that Frankfurt have as Lundstrom concedes a corner, ball in behind looking for Haig. He had to cut it out. He had to see it behind for a corner. It'll be a Kostic outswinging corner. Like I say, he's already got 1 assist. 10 corners now for Frankfurt, headed away to the near post by Rangers, helped away at the edge of the box by Kent, and it'll be rediscovered for Frankfurt by Hasebe. Yeah, I know. It is a tough decision. I genuinely don't know if he was injured or he's just brought him off because the psychological effect of making a mistake like that could have in a final. I don't know, but Hasebe's come on. Kostic in behind here for Haig. I think he's offside, but play just continue. Haig tackled by Bassett. Flag goes up, but play continues because Bassett's bringing it away positively. Kent keeps it in just about. Cutting in from the right towards his left. Finds Aribo. Nods it on for Arfield. Space wide left here for Sakala. And here we go. Could be a chance here. Barisic's bombing on the overlap. He decides to go inside instead. Playing to Arfield from afar. Shoots the Canadian. And over the bar it goes. Not sure if Kent and Sakala have swapped sides permanently or that was just a momentarily switch. But Arfield always rising over the bar, unfortunately, for the Canadian. Goldson heads away, chested down, helped on by Arfield towards Aribo. Heavy touch, Torre brings it away. Jakic to Knauf. Nice little 1-2 there with Haig. Knauf goes across to Kamada. Back heels it nicely into So. Forward into Jakic. Trying to get away. There from Barisic, but he can't do so. Now fed into Sakala, who goes the long way around in Dicker, using his pace. A bit fresher than Dicker. Sakala came on late. And I'm thinking Dicker's definitely feeling a bit of cramp. Struggling on the left-hand side there. They might want to target that Sakala, who is playing on the right wing currently with Aribo playing that central striker role. Tavernier crosses the border into the Frankfurt half, goes inside to Sakala. Back it goes to Stephen Davis. Goldson to his left to Bassi, just had the Rangers half. We played 4.5 minutes of extra time. Barisic. Back it goes to Bassi. Oh, Bassi lost his footing. Boré takes it away. Boré in the box on the right. It's a tight angle. And it's saved or tackled. One of the two. It's out for a corner. Bassi almost doing what Tuta did, but with the ball. Tuta didn't have the ball. He tripped over his own feet running back. But that time, Bassi with the ball, got the ball caught under his foot and then tripped over slightly, allowing Rafael Borre to bring it forward. And on the right, Bassi, that is one hell of a recovering challenge, that. What a tackle. Just as he was about to pull the trigger there, Borre, Bassi with a big slide tackle to take it away from him. But they have got a chance for a goal from the corner. Headed away, though, by Barisic as it was towards Torre. Knauf trying to get down the right-hand side. Kent can't get away. 50-50 says the referee, so play continues with Hasebe. Bass's potential for man of the match. Yeah, definitely. He's been really good at that back line. Nearly messed it all up there with that touch that he had. But, that can happen. Mistakes happen as in defenders. But Bassi, honestly, when I've watched Rangers this season, mainly in the Champions League, in the Europa League, especially in the games that I've commentated on, like Braga quarter-final, RB Leipzig semi-final, in centre-back, he's normally a left-back, so they've converted him to play left-back and centre-back. Unbelievable player. He was at Leicester for 5 years. I can't believe they let him go. Seriously. Rangers are in possession of the football. Lundstrom playing like a right centre-back role at the minute, playing out from the back. Tavernier down the line, just out of play. Oliver Glasner is there, the Frankfurt manager, to get the ball, but he's not rushing it though, he's just keeping hold of it. He gives it to the left wing back, Filip Kostic, to take the throw-in. The man who got the assist, one of his main players, played all the minutes in that Europa League semi-final against Chelsea 3 years ago. Will we get the dreaded penalties? We saw what penalties can do in the playoff semi-final in the Championship yesterday between Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United. They're tense, they're nerve-wracking, no more so in a European Cup final. Down the line it goes. Barisic playing off Knauf and winning the throw-in the Frankfurt half. It's going to be another change here for Rangers. Is that Jamie Sands? I think it'll be Jamie Sands coming on, the American 21-year-old. Play at the back and in midfield. We're back underway with Davis. To Bastion halfway. Rangers just enjoying a slight segment of the game in possession of the ball. Goldson goes for the diagonal switch. Brought down very well by Kent, but he is tackled by Knauf, the man on loan from Dortmund, brought in January. Played against Manchester City in the Champions League the season before for Dortmund. Ansgar Knauf is a German under-21 international. As the throw-in's gone to Aribo. What a turn towards goal now. He's into the box. Tackled though by Hasebe. Great tackle from the Japanese centre-half. And after a tussle between Rafael Borre and Bassi for that ball forward by Hasebe, it's gone over both of them, and it can be Goldson to recollect for Rangers, and they'll turn forward again with Stephen Davis out to Lundstrom on the right. It will be Jamie Sands to come on, the American, by the way, signed from New York City FC. When the ball goes out next, Jamie Sands on loan until next season, then with an option to buy after that. Making only his 5th Europa League appearance, all of them coming off the bench this season. Aribo knocks down a brilliant header to Arfield from a clearance from McGregor. Barisic down the left to Kent. Gets there ahead of Torre. Oh, he's got so much more pace than Torre. Cross into the box. Sakala can't win it. Falls to Arfield. Hooked away by So. And helped on by Haig. And once more from Kamada. He sets away. Knauf on the right-hand side. Loads of room. Bassi trying to recover. Can he get there, Bassi? Knauf with the strike. Over the bar. Lundstrom down with cramp. In the box. Good counter that from Frankfurt. Looked promising for Rangers. But they got away on the right-hand side there with Knauf. It looks like they were both running in quicksand a little bit. Both clearly struggling after playing almost over 100 minutes of football now. But Knauf, that was a horrid one. That was, to be simple, it was rubbish. substitution for Frankfurt. Ivan Ndicka, who's playing left centre-back, comes off for a left-back. And Christopher Lenz, German left-back, I think he'll just fit into the back three. He's playing as a left centre-back instead of a wing-back. So he comes on, signed from Union Berlin in the summer, who's had a great season, Union Berlin, by the way, finished 5th in the Bundesliga. Another change, here we go. Joe Aribo, the goal scorer. His name will always be remembered in this game for the man who did score in a Rangers European Cup final. And he's replaced by Jamie Sands, the American, signed from New York City FC. Let's see what Rangers are going for now. Like I say, 5th appearance for Sands, all coming off the bench in this Europa League campaign. Majority of his appearances as well in the league have been off the bench as well. He can play centre-half and in midfield. It looks like he'll be playing in a back three. So it'll be Sands, Goldson, Batsy back three, Barisic, Tavernier wing backs, Stephen Davis, Arfield and Lundstrom is like a midfield three with Arfield just playing a little bit further forward, more as a bit of a false nine striker. With Sakala up front. Here's Tavernier. Oh, what a ball. Takes on Kostic in the box. Pulls it back to goal. Sakala lays it off. Davis. Oh, big block. Cleared by Knauf. And in behind it could be for Bore. Oh, comes off his hand. Referee. Yeah, linesman sees it. Off his hand. Handball. Didn't think he meant it, but he was in an unnatural position. It came off his hand. You know what I mean? Long ball hasn't worked well for Rangers. Yeah, they've struggled a little bit. I mean, Joe Aribo did it pretty well. He's trying to hold it up because of his stature, but when you've got the likes of now Sakala, who's not very tall, and Arfield trying to play that hold-up play, it isn't going to work. You know, you've got to try and keep it on the deck if you can. Every time I type something, the opposite happens. I know that's almost like the commentator's curse. You say one thing, and then, you know, they'll go and say, if like someone's having a rubbish game, they'll go and do something amazing. It just always happens. There's Goldson, a long ball towards the right-hand side. There you go. Towards Tavernier, and out of play it goes. Pretty poor that, but we are near the end of the first half extra time. 2.5 minutes left. Still 1-1. This game is definitely in the balance for anyone to win it. There's no one really taking control of this final. It's been pretty even throughout, despite Frankfurt having a lot more shots. The midfield battle has been pretty even, but some Rangers fans just can't take this. He looks very nervous, but as soon as he sees himself on the big screen on the camera, he's straight loving it. Hands in the air, giving a good sing-song. Literally just there, hands in head, thinking, and what have I got myself into here? I've travelled to Seville, and I can't take it. As soon as he sees himself on the big screen on the camera, boom, singing and dancing again. Trap clears up the field beyond the halfway line. It'll be Bassey to head it after it bounced as well. That was well won from Bassey. Lundstrom pokes it away from So. Over towards the right side to Sakala, who takes it on really well. Away from Kostic, tries to get around Christopher Lenz, but that's a really good interception from the German left-back, who's playing left centre-back. And a throw-in it is for Rangers. Thrown by Tavernier, looking for Lundstrom. It was a touch, though, on it by Kamada, and it fell to Bore. Now right there working it with Jakic. Out to Knauf, bringing it forward. He's got Hagen's support. He's going to try and drive forward, though, Knauf. Inside, outside, wriggling run. Trying to play inside towards Haig. Cleared by Goldson as it came off the back of Bassey. Headed forward, though, by Torre. Inside to So. Minute left until half-time of extra time. I think definitely Diallo could come on, but he's just not being used very much by Van Bronckhorst. He's only racked up 12 appearances for Rangers. Not played any minutes in the Europa League. He's been on the bench 9 times now in the Europa League. I definitely think come on and cause danger, but obviously he's just not favoured by Van Bronckhorst, unfortunately. But I definitely see point of view here as Kamada breaks the lines, gets it towards Bore, away from him, and it's a really good clearance that from Barisic. Not in terms of like how far it was, but it went straight to Sakala, who's won a free kick after they're trying to go around Lenz. But that ball from the Bore touch could have fell anywhere, and Barisic was on it quick and cleared it away. And now they've got a free kick. Yeah, like I say, Lenz. Sakala tried to do that technique of knocking the ball past the defender and going round him, but he saw the ball get knocked past him, and Lenz was like, "You're not getting past me." Completely blocked him off. Calls for handball there, but I think that would have been harsh on Bassey. 1 minute of added on time at the end of this half of extra time where we've now played 105 minutes. Ball towards the corner flag to Tavernier. Too much on it again, can't bring it down. He wants it in front of him, Tavernier says. Didn't get it that time. Throw it for Frankfurt. Boré, 1-2 with Kamada. Lays it off into So. Takes too much time with it, but oh no, referee, I think he was going to give it, but went against it. It's now with Kent after Arfield wins it back. Kent then loses the ball, winning the ball, Frankfurt. And they get it forward to Galton on halfway. Hooks it. Davis helps it on. Tavernier towards Arfield. He loses out as well. And now Frankfurt can try and counter-attack with 10 seconds left of this half. Djibril So. Back it goes to Kostic. Long diagonal ball towards Knauf. Good header that is from Barisic. Holds his face. I think the referee's blowing for half-time. I think Barisic will be okay. And that'll be half-time of extra time. Still 1-1. Still all level in this Europa League final. How tense is this becoming? They were in the lead for about 12 minutes, Rangers in the second half, and then was pegged back 1-1 with 20 minutes to go. And extra time's not really brought many big chances. We did have a big one 5 minutes in where Bassi lost the ball on the left-hand side and Boré took it away from him and darted down towards goal on the right. The angle was tight, but he wasn't even allowed to shoot because Bassi recovered really well and got a slide tackle. And that was 5 minutes in. Then a couple of substitutes and then just 3 minutes to go before the end of half-time. Tavernier and Sakal combined to tee up Davis on the edge of the box and his shot was blocked by Jakic. Other than that, not many chances. That Davis one was only a half chance, a shot on the edge of the box. The main chance was from Rafael Boré, the man who's already scored in this game, who took it away from Bassi. It looked like it could have been a pivotal error from Calvin Bassi, but thankfully he recovered himself and made up for it. And that's why it's still 1-1. Only 15 minutes to go. And then we've got penalties. Couldn't predict anything in this game. So even between the both sides. 100% agree. Like I say, if we look at the stats quickly, Frankfurt have had 19 shots. Rangers have only had 8. But from those Frankfurt 19 shots, not many of them have been clear-cut chances. You know, they've been wild shots or just half-chance shots. In terms of possession, it's 48% Frankfurt, 52% Rangers. That's where it's, you know, even in the possession. And Rangers need to try and get a few more shots away. And yeah, like I say, it's just hard to predict so far. Very hard to predict. I'd say one European Cup final win for Rangers back in 1972. The Cup Winners' Cup. It's Dynamo Moscow. 50 years later, they're in the Europa League final against Eintracht Frankfurt in Seville. So the players are back on for second half. They're going to be attacking the ends. They scored their goals. So both teams attacking their fans' ends, where they're highly populated. And here we go. Change for Eintracht Frankfurt at half-time. Number 7. Asian Rustic, the Australian. Born in Melbourne. He comes on for his 5th Europa League appearance. He's only got one start in the competition. That came back in the group stages as tensions rising rapidly. That is for sure. So it'll be Rangers kicking from right to left, Frankfurt left to right, as we've got 15 more minutes until these teams head to penalties. And Rustic replaces Djibril So, who was a big reason why Rangers scored. He headed it back towards his own goal, which was a mistake. Led Aribo to get him behind. And that's where the Rangers goal came from. He's come off. And like I say, Asian Rustic on. And we're back underway. Connor Goldson with the ball. Again, looking for Tavernier on the right. Overhits it, but Tavernier just about keeps it in. And Sakala also keeps it in, ahead of a challenge from Kostic. Looks for Arfield inside. Helped away by Hasebi, only as far as Lundstrom. Davis across to Barisic on the left. Fancies a strike. Trapp has to parry. Torre clears. Not convincingly cleared. Davis. Looking for Tavernier in behind on the right. Oh, too much on it. Goal kick. Trapp got his hands stung there by that Barisic strike. With his left foot. He was straight at the keeper. A little bit of movement on it, but very quick strike and not a great save. He parried it, but thankfully it was parried to a Frankfurt defender who could just quickly clear away. Get the timer going now. I missed it again before. As Trapp sends the goal kick far into the Rangers half. Goldson wins the header. As far as Knauf, who wins it ahead of Davis. It's actually now with Haig. Across it goes. Rustic, the substitute, drags it just wide. What a substitute appearance that would have been for the Australian. Only been on for under 2 minutes and he nearly bagged the goal. Spent a year of his career in Nottingham Forest as well. Aging Rustic, making his 40th appearance for Frankfurt since joining in 2020. Just dragged wide, not too far away, but far away enough from the goal for Rangers' liking. As long as it's not in the net. Goldson has to hook this one away down the right channel, but it's only gone out of play. It's now 20 attempts for Frankfurt, 9 for Rangers. Throwing into Kamada, volleyed on to Haig. Good header, Bassi. Towards Kent, but it's Toure to help it forward. Bassi's just got back to his feet, and they're weak on his side. Knauf getting forward. What defending that is from Barisic, and he wins a free kick. That is unbelievable defending that. Bassi winning his header before. He went down awkwardly and hurt himself. So his left-hand side was free. And that's where Knauf was running at Barisic. And thankfully, Knauf ran right into him and then took down Barisic in the process. Like I say, Bassi won the header on Haig, went down awkwardly, so his defensive side was free. Knauf ran towards it, but Barisic did 2 jobs in one. And got the ball away and won himself a free kick. That's great defending from Borna Barisic, really is. McGregor with that free kick just on the edge of the 18-yard box. One chance could change this game. McGregor. Long punt forward. Header won by Lenz. Falls to Jakic. Forward by Kostic. Bassi with another header. And Davis lays it back into Goldson. Back in Rangers' possession. Looks for that ball again towards Tavernier. And it just misplaced again. Sure, the Jers fans are getting frustrated now. So am I. Goldson always looking for Tavernier, which I've got no problem with. But he's not finding his man. Too many of them are being inaccurate. Both teams' defence opening now, yeah, definitely, because, tiredness comes into it. A lot of players holding, calves, cramps coming in, losing a bit of pace due to tiredness. It's such, as much as football's a physical game, it's more of a mental game as well. You've got to stay concentrated despite the tiredness, despite all the pressure that's going on. Takala, can he be found in behind? No, headed away by Hasabi. Kamada. Oh, short ball inside. Lundstrom picks it up. Sakala on the right. Tries to drive inside. Bullied away from the ball. But the clearance from Frankfurt only falls as far as Davis. Barisic curls it towards the far post. Tavernier brings it down. He lays it off to Lundstrom. Can't work the chance for a shot. And it could be a chance here now for Frankfurt on the counter. Haig. Gets into the Rangers half. Plays it into Kamada. Tries to work it towards Kostic on the left. Come off the chest of Jamie Sands. That'll be a throw-in for Frankfurt. Looks very nervous, Jamie Sands, the American who's come on. He is only 21. Only played his football in America. Won the MLS Cup last season. It's a big change. American football to European football, that's for sure. 10 minutes to go. Not had a goal since the 69th minute, where Rafael Borre got it level for Frankfurt, being behind for 12 minutes after an Aribo goal. Came from Frankfurt mistakes at the back. Will we see another mistake lead to another goal, or will we get penalty kicks? Jakic, edge of the 18-yard box for Frankfurt in their own half. Plays it forward towards Kostic. Met sharp, play it with Tavernier. Comes off the Englishman last. Throw in for Frankfurt, taken quickly and from back towards Jakic. Played forward to Kamada. Takes on the turn nicely, facing forward towards the Rangers goal. Lays off to his right to Almami Toure. Ansgar Knauf cutting inside again from the right. Going all the way across. Left foot shot blocked by Goldson. Falls to Lenz. Out to Kostic. Ball goes in. Off the ball. Falling by Kamada on Bassi. Referee doesn't see it as a penalty. I think it was more of a coming together there. Not given much, to be fair, this referee, Slavko Vincic. Goldson blocked the first strike. Got it out wide left again. Kostic crossed it. No. Just coming together there in the box. Nothing more. McGregor away. Falls to Davis after a header from Kostic. Davis, what a substitute. He's not been used in the previous 8 Europa League games, and I'm struggling to see why. Because he's that experience, you can't lose it. He's so calm on the ball. He's just keeping the game ticking. And he's really added to this Europa League final. Switch out to Kent. Touch just avoids him, going behind him, but he regains it and tries to get Barisic in down the left. But it's a good sliding challenge there from, I think, Jakic to concede the throw-in. Barisic in the final third with that throw-in. Throws into Arfield. Through the legs. Back into Arfield there from Barisic. Lundstrom to Davis. Kent. Davis again, the Northern Irish international. Out to Tavernier at right back. Cross towards the box. Touch from Sakala really lets him down. It can be clear from Hesebi. And Lenz gets it towards the Rangers halfway. Like Goldson, great header forward to Lundstrom. Finds Kent, 25 yards from goal. He fancies a strike. And it's straight into the gloves of Kevin Trapp. Didn't really trouble the German. Didn't have to dive. Just had to move his feet across to make the catch. Did it the strike with Venom. Oh, actually, I think came off the hand of Arfield, which made it easier for Trapp. Just came off his elbow there, Arfield, as he was running across the ball. Former Liverpool man, Ryan Kent, from 2004 to 2019. Had 4 loans while he was at Liverpool, born in Oldham. Made his name at Rangers. There's Knauf going round the outside of Barisic. Crosses over everyone. And it will fall to Tavernier. Down the line it goes. Away from Sakala. So Rustic to Jakic from afar. Decides to strike just over. Oh, first time he hit it. It came across his body. He fancied the strike. And my word, that was not far away. Barisic now down struggling. Like I say, Jakic let it come across his body. Oh, he hit that so sweetly. Just over the bar by a couple of inches. McGregor was definitely worried there. Like I said, it came across him. I was thinking he might be a bit off balance for the strike, but he caught it so sweetly, but not sweetly enough to nestle into the back of the net. Barisic is back on his feet after falling to the ground there, just probably struggling with the cramp. 5.5 minutes to go. Then to penalties. Kent loses out. And it's now a Kostic on the Frankfurt left. 1-on-1 with Jamie Sands. Down the line it goes. Goldson is picking up Haig, who's now got it. Tackles him well. Goldson's going to let it run for a goal kick, and he gets it. To the disgust of the Frankfurt fans, who's probably giving Goldson dog's abuse in that corner flag. Frankfurt want a corner. Goldson got the goal kick. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I think it did come off Haig last, actually, to be fair. And Barisic has gone down again. I just don't think he can continue. The Croatian, he's had a great game at left wing back. He slapped the floor in frustration, but they bring it. I wonder if they're replacing an attacking substitution. Kamar Roof's coming on. Missed the Leipzig semi-final both legs due to injury. Scored the winner against Braga in extra time in the quarter-finals. like I said, Barisic just really struggling. Another change I think is going to have to be made here for Rangers alongside Kemar Roof. Lots of Rangers fans close to tears. They can't take the nervousness, the pressure. It's all becoming too much. Barisic is replaced by Kemar Roof. And Aaron Ramsey's also coming on for number 30, Fashion Sakala, who did come on as a substitute himself, but he came on pretty early, so he has played a good chunk of the game. It's not one of those bringing off a substitute because he's not played well. It's obviously seeing Sakala not bringing something that Ramsey could. Sakala came on in the 75th minute. So he played 15 minutes in the actual game. And then another 27. So he's played a good 40 minutes of football. So Ramsey's on, Roof is on. Lundstrom's gone into left centre-back in a back three with Sands and Goldson. And Bassey's now playing wing-back. Haig, heavy touch, invites the tackle from Arfield. Sands down the right channel, in behind for Roof. He is going to get there on the byline. Can't shoot. Tries to get it across towards Ryan Kent. What a save trap. Edge of the box. Lundstrom over the bar. They want a corner. It's actually Stephen Davis. Oh, Davis has just realised that he's given a goal kick. We'll see if it should have been a corner. But, oh, Ryan Kent, what a chance. Fell to Sands after Arfield tackled Haig. Down that right channel. Kemar Roof just come on back from injury for the final. Held it up. Got a ball in. Deflects off Hesebi. And Kent darted into the box, got there ahead of the Frankfurt man, and 5 yards out, Trapp could only throw himself at it and hope he gets a touch to it. And he did exactly that. Trapp got across the goal, made himself big. Kent should have scored. He didn't. Oh my days, double deflection on Davis. How's he not giving that corner? Came off a foot of a Frankfurt defender, then ahead to send it over the bar. Should have been a corner, wasn't given, but Rangers have now got a free kick inside the Frankfurt half. Oh, Ryan Kent, so close. Great save though from Trapp. You know, you can say he should have scored, but the keeper's made himself as big as possible. And that is a heroic save from Kevin Trapp. Bordering the 119th minute of the match. Frankfurt have gone through against Betis in the round of 16 in the 121st minute. So they've won it late. Will they lose a game late? Tavernier clips towards Goldson. Headed away. Arfield strike. Headed away by Toure. Jamie Sands will collect and recycle. Plays it into Bassey. Back out to Sands. Another ball down the right channel again like he did last time. Headed by Lenz. Falls to the Canadian Arfield. Tavernier touching to Ramsey. Nice feet from the Welshman. Clipped on the edge and it's a free kick. This might be it. This could be the last chance. Jakic is furious. It's definitely a foul. Really quick feet there from Aaron Ramsey to win the free kick. Tavernier's going to be on it. Perfect spot for a free kick. About 22 to 25 yards out, around that area. Perfect for a left footer. That kind of angle. But Tavernier with his right foot, he can take set pieces so well. I have no doubt he'll be able to get this over the wall and into the net if he hits this right. We've hit the 120th minute. A minute left. I just said before, Frankfurt won the round of 16 game against Betis in the 121st minute with an own goal. Could they lose the Europa League final in the 121st minute? There's a man under the wall for Frankfurt, laying across it. Tavernier, the captain, to win the Europa League. He strikes it over the wall, saved by Trapp. He didn't have to dive though, but he did parry it away from the top corner. That could have been it. Tavernier, he bent it over the wall. And Trapp just had to make sure it didn't hit the back of the net, and it didn't. Long ball forward, 5 seconds remaining. Jamie Sands, touch. down the line to Tavernier. And the whistle goes, and we've got penalty kicks. Oliver Glasner, the Frankfurt manager's just telling everyone to calm down. We've got the ultimate climax of penalties. Extra time couldn't separate the two sides after 2 goals in the second half of the 90 minutes. Aribo in the 57th minute. Rafael Bora in the 69th minute. After extra time, chances for both teams. Big one right at the end for Kent there around 117th minute. A ball across from Kamaru. Kent got their shot on goal. Trapped with an unbelievable save. Made himself big. And saved the ball. And then Tavernier at the end with a free kick. But nothing can get in between these two sides. We've got penalties coming up. So 1-1 after extra time there. Penalties. Ali McCoy can barely take it working for BT Sport in this game. So where it says penalties, that's where I'm going to jot down the penalties. The Rangers penalties will be on the right-hand side. Frankfurt on the left. So it's 0-0 now. Where it says penalties, below that it says 0-0. Frankfurt left, Rangers right. 120 minutes of football. Can't separate the two sides. The last time the Rangers played a penalty shootout in a European Cup final was the last one they got. It was in 2008. To get to that final, they beat Fiorentina. It was 0-0 after both legs. And Rangers won that penalty shootout 4-2. They didn't miss a penalty. That's the last time they played in the European penalty shootout. For Frankfurt, their last one was when they got knocked out in the Europa League semi-finals by Chelsea in 2019. They lost it 4-3 in the end. The two misses was Paciencia, who's on the bench tonight, who didn't come on, the Portuguese striker, and Martin Hinteregger also who missed this game due to injury. So the last European penalty shootouts for both sides, Frankfurt lost theirs, Rangers won theirs, but Rangers was back in 2008. That was some time ago. But on Ramsey for penalties, yeah, 100%. I can see that. I wonder which end the penalties will be taken at. That'll be a big, big plus for either side. Tavernier will be the man to try and get it behind the Rangers' goal. But 1-1. Rangers have had an unbelievable journey. This is tense. I don't care if you're a football fan of these teams or not. Penalties makes you nervous. Tavernier's already there, having a conversation there with the referee, Slavko Vincic. And here he is, the opposition captain, Makoto Hasebe. Not much eye contact from two captains. This is a real match, this. Really tense. So many Rangers fans already in tears. The two managers have also been called upon now to have a discussion here with the referee, just relaying the law to Oliver Glasner and Giovanni van Bronckhorst. Both defenders in their time of playing. $10,000 sets of supporters in the ground. Their season relies on this. After a discussion with the managers, we're going to have a coin toss now to see who takes first. Referee flips the coin. I think it's behind the net where the Rangers fans are. That's almost like a scored penalty already. And that's got through to the Rangers fans. They've seen the referee point to their goal. That is a huge, huge, huge advantage. I don't care what anyone says. Despite the FA Cup final at the weekend, it was in front of the Chelsea fans and Liverpool won. I still think you have a big advantage if you're kicking at your end. So it's the Rangers side. And Rangers are taking the first kick as well, I think. Tavernier's taking the ball. Tavernier's an absolute mastermind of a performance there. Getting the penalties at the Rangers' end. And I think they're taking first as well. I could be wrong. I'm not seeing who's stepping up first yet. I think it is. It's in front of the Rangers fans, and Tavernier takes first. What a result for Rangers. Advantage Rangers, I think, already in terms of where they're kicking towards. And Tavernier will take first. In his Rangers career, excluding penalty shootouts, he's scored 42 penalties. 83 of his goals for Rangers, 42 of them penalties. He scored penalties right throughout this Europa League campaign. He takes first for Rangers. Tavernier versus Trapp. The first penalty of this Europa League final in 2022. Tavernier to take. Scores. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Bottom left it goes. Great start for Rangers. They're taking their penalties in front of their fans, and they've gone first, and they've taken advantage by scoring their first penalty. Trapp went right. Tavernier went left, more down the middle, and he secures the first penalty. It's 1-0 Rangers. Up next is Eintracht Frankfurt. It's Christopher Lenz, the substitute, the left back. First ever season in Europe for the German. We know left-footed players have sweet strikes. Kevin Trapp's just been ordered to stand at the opposite side of the goal. McGregor saved the penalty in the round of 16 against Red Star in the home leg. Can he save this one? No, good penalty. Lenz, risky game. He shushes the Rangers fans behind the goal. Sometimes karma can come and bite you there. 1-1. Christopher Lenz sends McGregor the wrong way. McGregor dived to our right, and Lenz put it to the right. McGregor dived to the left. So 1-1 after 2 penalties. Stephen Davis up next. The man who could not be more experienced on that pitch. 37 years old. He played in the last final in 2008 against Zenit, where it was ended in defeat. Can he help his side this time win it? Davis! Oh, what a penalty. Top right corner. Trapp goes wrong way again. You can't ask for a better penalty than that. 2-1. Stephen Davis takes and scores. Stephen Davis didn't take a penalty in that 2008 penalty shootout in the semi-final second leg against Fiorentina because he came off in the 81st minute, substituted, but he took one this time. Rustic, another substitute, the number 7 Australian midfielder. 2 right-footed penalty takers for Rangers. We've now had 2 left-footed penalty takers for Frankfurt. Rustic. Can he score? Oh, again, centre keeper the wrong way. Good penalty so far. Bottom left corner. Delight for the Australian. Again, gives it to the Rangers fans who were probably making all sorts of signals towards him, making him try to put him off. Opened up the body nicely, right in the side netting. Really good penalty kick. And it's 2-2 after 4 penalties. Scott Arfield's next. The Canadian. Another experienced man. All penalty takers so far for Rangers have been either aged 30 or above. Scott Arfield, 33. Signed a new contract in the last couple of weeks. Can he score in a Europa League final? Penalty shootout. Oh, good penalty. Trapp this time guesses the right way, but it's too high for Trapp. Top left corner. Fantastic penalty from Scott Arfield. 3-2 after 3 penalties for Rangers. Like I say, Trapp went the right way, but I don't think he was ever getting there. Too high, top left corner. Great penalty. And if your heart isn't starting to race, then I don't think you're a football fan. I am nervous, like you all should be. It's been a great final, 1-1 after 120 minutes. And this man's had a great game. Daichi Kamada, the Japanese international. He's got 1 year left on his contract. I'm sure they'll want to keep him for longer because he's been brilliant tonight. Can he be brilliant from the spot? Number 15, Kamada, the Japanese, against McGregor. Oh, off the post and in. McGregor dives the correct way, dives to the penalty taker's right of Kamada. Just nicked off the post and in. Good penalty. Like I say, McGregor went the right way, but just clipped off the right side of the post, inside the post and in. 3-3, yet to have a miss yet so far. And here is Aaron Ramsey, the man on loan from Juventus, brought on late in extra time. Was it to take a penalty? Was that why they brought him on? He was a big signing in January when he was brought in. Big name. Can he step up to the big occasion with his penalty? Aaron Ramsey. Oh, it's been saved by Kevin Trapp. He tried to go down the middle. Trapp dived to the left. And he just had his legs hanging out to stop the ball from going in. And we've had our first miss. Aaron Ramsey's the man who's done it. All the pressure on the Welshman's shoulders. Oh, that's a poor, poor penalty. Tried to just pass it down the middle. Trapp's legs blocked the ball. And McGregor needs to really save this. Filip Kostic, the Serbian, another left-footed taker. He's had a great battle with Tavernier. Steps up, just gets it under Alan McGregor. An advantage Frankfurt in the shootout. Rangers have to score to stay in it. 4-3 Frankfurt. 4 penalties taken each. You got there. McGregor went the right way. Just beyond his hand. Oh, agonising for the 40-year-old goalkeeper. And this could be it. Kamaru for Rangers has to score. If Kevin Trapp saves back-to-back penalties, Eintracht Frankfurt win the Europa League in 2022. Kamaru came on as a sub late as well. The Jamaican. Kamaru off the post and in. Wow. He's done all he can to keep Rangers alive. It just about got squeezed in. Bottom left corner. Trapp dived the right way, but it was too far in the corner for him to get there. And a chance to win it for Frankfurt. It's the right foot of the goal scorer, Rafael Borre, the Colombian. He can make himself a Frankfurt forever icon, a legend. Rafael Borre to win the Europa League for Frankfurt. McGregor has to save. The referee blows his whistle. Borre to win it. And he wins it for Frankfurt. It's an unbelievable penalty into the top left corner. It's heartbreak once again for Rangers in Europe in a cup final. And Rafael Borre got the equaliser in the 90 minutes. And he's got the winner in the penalty shootout. It's huge, huge disappointment for Rangers as they fall at the final hurdle. The Frankfurt players run to the opposite end of the ground to celebrate with their travelling supporters in Seville. It's complete and utter devastation for the Glasgow boys in blue. And out of all the ways, it's on penalties. Children, adults in tears in the Rangers' end. It's a sickening way to lose it. But Aaron Ramsey, with his missed penalty, is the reason why Rangers will be leaving Seville empty-handed. just to get to this point for Rangers is one heck of an achievement. But once you're there, you want to go the full way. It just wasn't meant to be. On penalties, they lose. 1-1 after 120 minutes. 5-4 on penalties. Rafael Borre, the man who scored the equaliser, scored the winning penalty. It was an unbelievable penalty as well, by the way, right into the top left corner. And Eintracht Frankfurt are getting their name engraved into that Europa League trophy. It's their second ever European trophy they've ever won. Their last one came in the UEFA Cup in 1980, where they beat Borussia Mönchengladbach over 2 legs. They've also won an Intertoto Cup as well in 1967. But now, in 2022, they are Europa League winners. And how deserved they are of it. They haven't lost a game in this season's Europa League campaign. They saw off Olympiacos, Fenerbahce and Royal Antwerp in their group without losing a match. They marched on to the round of 16 in Spain. Real Betis, 121st minute winner in the second leg at home to send them to the quarterfinals, where they were put against Barcelona. Underdogs. They went to the Nou Camp and got the result they needed in that second leg. Semi-finals, a flying West Ham. Beat them as well in both games. And in the final, they win. And deserved winners they are. Trophies like this aren't given to you. You have to earn them. And my word, has Eintracht Frankfurt earned this. Played some of the top teams in this competition this season. And they've come out on top. Not lost a game in the whole competition. 13 games, 8 wins, 5 draws, 21 goals scored. We have got to feel all kinds of disappointment for those Rangers fans. They've put Scottish football really back on the map on the European stage. They'll come back stronger. So sure of it. They'll go again. But unfortunately for Giovanni van Bronckhorst's men, it just was not meant to be. Delight for Oliver Glasner, winning his second ever honour as a manager. And his other one was the Austrian second division with LASK back in 2017. 5 years later, he's a Europa League champion with Eintracht Frankfurt. They've had a shocking league campaign, finishing 11th. But I'm sure their minds were just drawn to this competition, and they've got through it in the end. Goldson in tears. His contract's still up for debate, because his contract's up next month. So will he be staying on board for the season, which might not have Champions League football? I know there's some league changes going on where the champions of the Scottish League get guaranteed Champions League football, so I don't know if Rangers will have a shot at the qualifying of the Champions League again. But, you know, like I say, Celtic win the league. They do have the Scottish Cup to go for, though, Rangers as well, so they may not finish the season empty-handed. And like I say, I'm not sure how it works, I'm going to be honest with you. They might have a bite at Champions League qualifying next season, because like I say, they've had a few league changes, like ranking changes. So like the Scottish League now, if you finish first in the Scottish League, you get a guaranteed Champions League group stage spot. In the past you didn't, you had to go through qualifying even if you won the league. So they might have another shot at Champions League. If not, they'll have the Europa League to bounce back on. What a journey. What a journey. Especially in the knockouts. Dortmund beat Red Star, one of the most hostile atmospheres in European football, beat them. Braga, behind after the first leg, turned it around in the second. Semi-final, RB Leipzig, fourth in the Bundesliga. Champions League semi-finalist a couple seasons before. Had one of the hottest prospects in Nkunku in the team, yet they got beyond them. And just maybe, this final was just one step too far. No, it's hard to find words to describe how those Rangers fans will be feeling in terms of disappointment. In 2008 against Zenit at the Etihad Stadium, they lost 2-0. In 2022, they lose on penalties 5-4. Wasn't meant to be that they were to win their next European trophy 50 years after their last and 150 years since they were formed. But football's a cruel game and it just was not meant to be. But like I say, take nothing away from the penalty, by the way. That winning penalty, top left corner, you cannot get more top corner than he did. For the winning penalty, to go for that kind of technique, to hit it so far into that top left corner, that's got, you've got balls of steel for that. But you've got to feel for Aaron Ramsey, on loan from Juventus in January. He's come in, he's added to the squad's quality, he's been pretty good when he's played. But when it mattered most, he missed the penalty. Great game, great comments. Cheers, Jake. How's that? Hello, boys. But you just hope and pray for penalties that it goes Rangers' way, and it just wasn't. Like I keep saying, it just wasn't meant to be. Frankfurt scored 5 penalties, 5 good penalties as well, to be fair. McGregor didn't really have a chance. I just think Ramsey will look back at that penalty and just have regrets. It wasn't a great penalty. He just drove it quite. I don't even know how to describe it. Just lackluster penalty. Just maybe if he'd proper, give it some power, it might have got a bit of lift and it might have gone beyond the leg of Trapp. But he hit it pretty softly, straight down the middle. Like I say, Trapp dived to his right and just left these legs kind of dangling out, hoping he can catch the ball if it does go down the middle. It did do that. And it's heartbreak for Rangers. Just seeing Stephen Davis here taking an interview so soon after. 37 years of age. This man was in the squad alongside Alan McGregor that got to that UEFA Cup final in 2008. Unfortunately, it's ended in the same result with defeat. But Rangers have surely just got to use this as inspiration and motivation to go again next season in Europe, even if it's in the Champions League, even if it's in the Europa League, even if they end up going down to the Europa League Conference, whatever it is, they've got to go in using this as momentum because they can beat the big teams. They beat Dortmund. Dortmund were favourites when they dropped down to the Europa League. They beat good teams. Red Star, like I say, Red Star away. I know they lost, but Red Star, you can get easily vacuumed in by the atmosphere and suffer under the pressure. But no, got through it. And Braga in the quarterfinals taking it to extra time and nicking it late. And the semi-final going to RB Leipzig, defending so well, only going 1-0 down, bringing it to Ibrox, turning it around and winning it late. So much to take from this campaign. Obviously not ended in the way they would have wanted it to. But it is Frankfurt to win it. I do believe they're the first German side to win the newly rebranded Europa League. It was rebranded after the 2008 UEFA Cup final, actually, which Rangers was in. I believe they're the first German side to win that. So congratulations to Eintracht Frankfurt. Like I say, they had a poor Bundesliga season, but I'm sure that coincides with the fact they did so well in this competition, and they've done so well that they've gave themselves a chance to win it, and win it they have. They'll be in Champions League as well next season. That probably obviously would have been a motive for both sides, but I think especially for Frankfurt, if they lost this final, they wouldn't have been in Europe at all next season because they finished 11th in the Bundesliga. So this gets them Champions League football. Rangers miss out. And here we go. Trophy presentation. Here we come. Trophy's been brought out. I do like the Europa League trophy, in fairness. It's a nice trophy. We've been live for 3 hours and 15 minutes, because I do the thing at the start of the stream where I do a 5-minute countdown. So I've been on talking for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Thank you to everyone who's been here. We're going to see the trophy presentation, then I'm going to get off because it is just past 11 o'clock now. I need to get in bed. As Frankfurt come together to form a guard of honour for those Rangers runners-up. It's been a big season for the club. They've lost some big names. Walter Smith was unfortunately lost, such a key inspirational figure in that club in October of last year. Only as far as 2 weeks ago, they lost their 30-year serving kitman in Jimmy Bell. Some big losses within the club, but they've used that to make them proud from above where they sit. Watching that, Walter Smith and Jimmy Bell will hold their heads high, seeing their team firstly get to a European Cup final and to do so well and represent the club so well. Here come the officials first, getting medals from the UEFA president, Slavko Vincic. Assistant referees are Tomas Klancic and Andras Kovacic, both Slovenian as well, alongside the referee. Fourth official, Jorzin Jovanic, Serbian, and I don't know if the VAR were present at the ground, but if they're getting medals as well, the VAR team is Paulus van Bokel, and assistant VAR was Jo Prontic, the Slovenian, and I think they had 2 other assistant VARs, but I didn't write them down because why do you need 3 assistant referees on VAR? But all the officials have got their trophies. Slavko Vincic, referee, Slovenian, thought he's okay. Let everything run pretty much. There was not many yellow cards, so good to get that under his belt for him. And Giovanni van Bronckhorst leads his Rangers side through the Guard of Honour, given by the Frankfurt players. Real leader there. The manager, as obviously his players are clearly absolutely devastated, with the fans as well, who the majority of them have stayed behind to see their teams collect their runners-up medals, which is an absolute achievement in itself to get runners-up for Rangers this season. You know, manager change within the season, low squad worth compared to compared to all the teams that are in this competition. It's miracle work. 10 years ago, they were in administration. They were going down as a club. They went all the way down to the 4th division of Scottish football. 10 years later, they're out of that financial mess and they've made a Europa League final. How mad is that? I think that's a win on its own. The trophy would have been nice. It would have been nice for the history books. But I think at the end of the day, I think you've got to look on the brighter side. I think you want the trophy, you want to win it, of course. You get it to penalties, it's 50-50, anyone can do it. But the fact this club has gone from administration 10 years ago to now in the Europa League semi-final, in the Europa League final, you've got to take pride out of that more than anything as well. But massive well done to all those Rangers fans who got out to Seville, especially the ones who got in the ground and have stayed to see their teams collect their medal. And if they do stay to watch Frankfurt lift the trophy, massive respect for them fans. As Oliver Glasner is getting ready to go through to get his medal. Drum rolling him through as he sprints through his side, and he slides on his front to go and collect his medal. Great personality there, Oliver Glasner. Like I say, belly diving through his team there as he collects his winner's medal. And here come all the Frankfurt team. Kevin Trapp, who saved that Kent chance with 2 minutes to go. The ball went across goal. Kent got on the end of it, but Trapp got across his goal and made himself massive to save it. And then he saved Aaron Ramsey's penalty, the only penalty missed in the shootout, to win his side the Europa League. They got so close in 2019, remember? They did get to that semi-final against Chelsea, which they lost on penalties. So you feel like they've got their revenge back in the Europa League with penalty losses. Like I said, they lost that semi-final on penalties 5-4. They were 3-2 up in that shootout. They missed 2 penalties in a row, and then Chelsea scored their next 3 and lost it. But times have changed. They are now winning the Europa League final. There's Knauf, right wing back, on loan from Dortmund. See where he'll end up. Haig as well, on loan from AC Milan, as they do start congregating at the winners' ceremony. Sitting down and just taking this all in. In sunny Seville, Frankfurt come out on top. Rafael Borre, the man who got the equaliser, scored an outstanding winning penalty, kisses the trophy as he's the penultimate player to collect the medal. The last player to collect the medal is Sebastian Röder. Got an early cut to the head in this final, played the full 90, took off before extra time. The leading man, formerly of Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, now of Frankfurt, lifts the Europa League. And Eintracht Frankfurt are the champions. They're the winners of the Europa League 2021-2022 campaign. The party starting for the Germans. It will live long into the night, long into the week. And great jubilant scenes in Seville as the confetti falls from the sky, from the heavens for Frankfurt. They're in dreamland. And like I say, not an empty spot in the Frankfurt stands. They're obviously staying behind. As Sebastian Röder has had to walk off from the celebrations because his head started to bleed again. But yeah, for respect to all those Rangers fans who stayed right till the end, still there now, watching Frankfurt lift the trophy, which is never easy. The Rangers players are going towards them, thanking them for their support this season. They've still got a Scottish Cup final to play, Rangers, so they may not end the season empty-handed for trophies. This is the one they wanted. They didn't get it, but my word, did they put an effort together. But that is going to be the end of the commentary. Nearly 3.5 hours of this. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe. There should be a couple more commentaries till the end of the season. The plan is to do the Championship playoff final and the National League playoff final. So there should be 2 left. I can't guarantee them both, but I'm going to try for 2. So make sure you subscribe, like, notifications on so you know when I'm going live. But yeah, that is one hell of a final. First European final for me as well, ticked off. Technically, I did the Super Cup a couple times, but in terms of a Europa League, Champions League final, this is my first one. So that Europa League final ticked off. Don't think I'll be in the Champions League final. But yeah, great scenes for Frankfurt. But that is going to be the end of the commentary. Make sure you like and subscribe if you are new. For Rangers, it wasn't meant to be. They've travelled from Germany. They've travelled from everywhere you can imagine in Europe. But maybe this one was a step too far. They've been defeated on penalties by Eintracht Frankfurt after a 1-1 draw after extra time. It's devastation for Rangers. It's delight for Frankfurt. And for this season's Europa League, it's Eintracht Frankfurt the winners. Congratulations to them. And let's see how they do in the Champions League next season. But for this one, it's ended Rangers 1, Frankfurt 1, 5-4 to the Germans on penalties.